Assassination attempt on former President Trump. I'm Eric Bushman, News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3. WBAP salutes Blue Mound. Thank you, Blue Mound, for listening today to News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to WilhiteWins.com.
That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey, happy Friday, all you beautiful Texans. Welcome to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Happy Friday, let's go. Well, let's just continue where Dan Bongino left off. The Republican convention is over. The results were, the only surprise we had is who's the VP going to be. Now that we see that. The other thing we were looking for last night is there going to be a new Trump? This is the first time we got to hear from Trump since he got shot in the ear last Saturday. And look, I'll tell you what I think, but let's also bring in a James Show regular, Dan Snell's back. Winsomeway.com is his website. Dan, I saw a calmer, more reserved Donald Trump. Did you think he changed much after Saturday?
Well, I definitely think he had a life-changing moment. No one can go through that and not be changed. And James, you're right, especially the way he started out. I was like, wow. This is he's a big golfer. He had a 2-foot putt to just run the table and win the election with a 2-foot putt. Unfortunately, the first 10 minutes were not the same as the last 83 minutes, and so I do think he gave himself, created a little bit of some spin that's going to hurt him, but for the most part, he really was a calmer, kinder, gentler, to quote a former Texan there, a kinder, gentler approach to talking to the American people.
Right, because he has every excuse in the world to come out and be a fire breather right now. He, call for the rolling of heads, and that's not what we saw at all. We saw the olive branch approach. Do you think it'll work? Do you think he won over any voters?
To be honest with you, with the way he started out, I mean, I'm sure there wasn't a single person watching, especially independents and the people on the edge, even rhinos, that didn't see President Donald Trump, that they thought, wow, this is really a different guy. And I think what happened is then he went off script, and his policies and the programs that he talked about and the interspliced with some of his off-script stuff was just so good. And so I fear for him. And realistically, I think people have to realize that people wanted to see, they wanted to believe in that Donald Trump had made a pivot. And I think we've talked about that in your show, pivot from the old way with the grievances and talking about the past, and he pivots to a new way of talking about his outstanding ideas for the future, the economy, immigration, so many things. But in the middle, he kind of had to go back to his old self a little bit, and unfortunately, and I think that now what will that allow is when, not if, but when the Democrats come up with a new candidate, it will alter the conversation about how's this candidate going to do against the old Donald Trump, rather than the new Donald Trump is a slam dunk.
Yeah, so let's address that rumor, though, because MSNBC and CNN are reporting it like it's a done deal. Sources expect Trump to drop out as soon as this weekend. But then his campaign chair says, no, he has no plans to drop out. He plans to be in it for the duration. Do we put any trust in that, or is that what the campaign manager would say up until the moment that they drop out?
Yeah, I think that's the case, and the campaign manager doesn't want to be the one that announces it. If Biden is smart, and he's going to have his fireside chat, address the American people, and list all the things he believes that he did good, that were good for the country. And he, as a president, he has done some good things. But then he can go off into the sunset, get his $10 million for a book deal, travel around, get $100,000 a speech. But he's got to step aside for the good of the country, let alone just the campaign. For the good of the country, he's stumbling now as our leader, and can't imagine in 2 years, 3 years, or sure 4 years. So he will make the announcement, and the campaign person's just saying what they're supposed to say.
Am I being too picky when I say I think he should have gone for a speech much, much shorter? Yeah, he broke the record for longest acceptance speech by like 20 minutes, and the previous record was him. He didn't have to go 90 minutes. You can get out of there and just because what do you think Biden's going to do? 40 minutes?
Yeah. So both of them, and I know I say with a smile here on your radio program, sometimes I get done and I go, I shouldn't have talked so much on that particular subject. I should have been more succinct. But yeah, 93 minutes last night. His previous record was 76, and then he was also in third place with 70 minutes. So he's got the top three spots of all time length. He could have done, Ronald Reagan, his first one was 42 minutes. His second one was 55. I think he could have really hit a home run if he would have stayed on script. He could have won the day and probably had a 5 to 6 point jump if he would have been succinct, on point, stayed with the issues that he could win with. But instead, he went back to some of the grievances, saying a few things, like $9 billion for 8 stations and stuff like that anybody with common sense goes, that's not the case. And so he hurts himself when he says that stuff because he opens up then the other side to coming after him with fact checks.
Agreed. Totally agreed. So you think Biden's going to be replaced? Do you think it'll happen this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'll be the talk of the Sunday morning TV shows, and maybe you and I'll talk about it next week, and we'll say, "Hey, wow, we predicted it." But I would say in the next 48 hours for sure, if not sooner.
Well, I'm keeping my mouth shut because I've already made so many predictions that have blown up in my face. So I'm going to sit this one out because I have a poor record. But Garrett's going to mark down this segment, and we'll see if you were right on Monday. Dan Snell, winsomeway.com is his website. Go check out his books. Good stuff. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dave. Stay winsome.
Stay winsome, right. So that was our word of the day a few weeks ago. Winsome Way, WINSOME way.com. Coming up next, we'll just get right into the highlights from the RNC. Of course, I'm going to play you a couple things from Trump's speech. I'll play a clip from Hulk Hogan. But really, you and I are going to have the most fun with the reaction. I don't know why I enjoy this so much. It's because I'm a little brother, and I like poking people and watching them be annoyed for all the right reasons. They are so somber. They are so forlorn. It's like a Shakespearean tragedy over there. You're going to love it. So, and if you want to join the conversation, I'll talk to you too. 800-288-9227. This is The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Coming up Monday morning at 6:17, will he stay or will he go? The latest on President Joe Biden and the race to November.
And at 6:47, we'll talk to a brain expert talking about how to stay cool, calm, and collected during this heated election cycle.
I'm Carla Marion.
And I'm Monty Cook. Ernie Brown is back Monday. I've got your traffic on the ones. Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton has your forecast. Steve Lamb has sports. Nicole Osei has your news updates at the top and bottom of the hour, along with your money news. And Hal J keeps us laughing.
It's all on Monday's WBAP Morning News, 5 till 9. Keep connected, DFW to WBAP.
Brought to you by the Good Feet Store.
Are your feet stopping you from being active and making it difficult to get healthier? Trade in your bad feet and start the new year with Good Feet and get healthy in 2024. Wouldn't it be nice to work, walk, and play pain-free again?
Sitting with my good friend John Hopkins from Blue Ribbon Roofing today. John, we had a lot of hailstorms that hit this spring. What is the best piece of advice you'd give to anybody about their roof right now?
Well, if you're a homeowner within the sound of this radio station, you've probably already had your insurance adjuster out at your property. He's assessed your damage. They've probably already sent you your paperwork. What you need to do is get that paperwork out of that drawer. Go straight to our website, blueribbondfw.com.
And Blue Ribbon is on insurance companies' preferred list of roofers to work with.
We're a family-owned and operated business. I own the company, my wife, Tish Hopkins, and Trevor Hopkins, our 30-year-old son. We've been in this business for all 30 years he's been alive. We know what we're doing. Reach out to us through the website, blueribbondfw.com.
You guys heard John. Go to blueribbondfw.com. Set up your free inspection. Go to blueribbondfw.com. You'll get a free ridge vent ventilation upgrade when you mention WBAP.
This is Victor McClure from the Common Sense Investing Radio Show. In my 30-plus years as a financial advisor, I've never seen higher income payouts than right now. For years, I could invest in an annuity for 10 years. The payout would be about $100,000 a year per million. That's about 10% of what I put it in. And that's income for me and my spouse as long as we live. Now, I'm getting up to $150,000 per million over the same deferring 10 years. Just to get that 10% is only taking 3 or 4 years now. These higher interest rates we have temporarily are causing these historically high annuity payouts. As soon as they start lowering interest rates, annuity payouts will also decrease. Think about it. Up to 15% guaranteed. In other words, every million gives me $150,000 a year in joint life income. My heirs still get the balance if something happens to me. Call us and we'll give you the exact guaranteed income amounts based on your situation. Call 972-960-8700. Again, 972-960-8700 or go to ilovemyretirement.com.
You're finally ready for a new vehicle, but you don't want to deal with the hassle and stress of car shopping? Hi, I'm Adam Burwell, General Manager of Novak Motors, and I want to invite you to a totally different car shopping experience. We sell gently used, well-maintained, low-mileage, one-owner vehicles that have passed a rigorous multi-point inspection. At Novak Motors, we offer top-notch customer experience. No gimmicks, no price add-ons. We also provide at no charge our Drive Forever program, which gives you a lifetime warranty on your engine and transmission for your entire ownership, and you can even drive your vehicle for 7 days with our worry-free exchange program. We also welcome trade-ins. At Novak Motors, your seamless process should take an hour, not all day. We sell cars the right way, and we always do the right thing. Come see us on 183 in Bedford. Look for the big Novak Motor sign or go to novakmotors.com or call 817-616-0722. That's 817-616-0722.
Still dealing with a couple of issues in Fort Worth on southbound 35W. This crash involving a garbage truck remains at Berry Street, causing close to an hour of delay. You're bumper to bumper from Spur 280, Highway 287. And then there's a full closure of southbound 35W at Northeast 28th Street. That's adding about a 20 to 30 minute jam back from Meacham. Dallas, you had a crash clear up in downtown 30 westbound at 75 Central. Still about a 10 to 15 minute delay unwinding from Dolphin Road. And in Sunnyvale, there's a wreck westbound Highway 80 at Highway 352 Collins. It's causing about a 20 to 30 minute jam from Lawson Road. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
Brought to you by the law office of Nick Namath.
If you're facing IRS problems, call me, Dallas Tax Attorney Nick Namath, the DFW Tax Attorney, for a free consultation at 972-484-0829 or go to myiRSteam.com, with offices in Dallas and Fort Worth.
This report is sponsored by Constellation. Switch for good. It's shocking how much some electricity providers charge you. Switch to Constellation for a great electricity rate and up to $600 in annual bill credits. Just call 888-921-MORE to see how easy it is to switch and save. Restrictions apply. PUC 10014.
DFW's only FM news, talk, traffic, and weather station. News Talk 820, WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Did you watch the RNC last night? I'd like to hear your thoughts. You don't have to be a professional commentator or someone who listens to WBAP all day, every day. In fact, if you're just a casual observer of such things and you're only paying attention because it's election season, I'd really like to hear from you, actually. I'd rather hear from you than some of the ADLs and people like me who are just so immersed in this stuff that we kind of lose sight what regular people on the street are saying sometimes. And look, it's not an insult. It's just part of the job. So 800-288-9227. If you've never called a radio show before, if you've never called into talk radio before, this is really your first time, maybe a second or third convention where you're really paying attention. The younger, the better. 800-288-9227. Now, one thing I was looking for, you were looking for, how has Trump changed since he got shot? And you've heard the sentence from my last guest and probably 18 other times over the last week is, having a brush with death like that will change a person. Some people curl up in a ball like a little armadillo and try and roll off into the gutter. Some people cut tail and run. Some people get angry and turn into some mad authoritarian dictator. Hitler was noticeably different after the attempt on his life. He turned into an even worse person, if that's imaginable. Some people take it and it makes them stronger. Some people take it and it makes them calmer. And I think that's what we got from Trump. It's been interesting because I have to not just explain this to you, I have to explain this to my kids who You know who Trump is. You knew who he was before he ran for president, but my kids didn't. And it actually came up, like, why is he doing this? If he's a billionaire, why is he running for, he was already president, why is he running for president again if they're going to be shooting at him? It's the right thing to do. He's not doing it for money. He's not doing it to be in the history books. He's already done that. So let's just give him the benefit of the doubt here and check out what we heard last night from the newer, calmer, and dare I say, more mature Trumps. It's weird to say that about a 78-year-old dude, but maybe it fits.
There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for others. This is the spirit that forged America in her darkest hours, and this is the love that will lead America back to the summit of human achievement and greatness. This is what we need. Despite such a heinous attack, we unite this evening more determined than ever. I am more determined than ever, and so are you. So is everybody in this room.
So yeah, that was sort of a kumbaya Trump. That was toward the beginning of the speech. He ends on a similar note where he's outstretching, the hand of friendship. In fact, the other clip I wanted to play, this is the only time in the speech where he mentions the word white, and I mean white like as referring to the races. He says the word white in the term White House a few other times, but this is really the only mention of race in the entire speech. Now, the reason I'm playing this for you is because afterwards I'm going to play you MSNBC, who thinks that was their main takeaway, is that, whoa, told you he was a Nazi. What did y'all even listen to? This was the only mention of race in the whole speech.
I'm here tonight to lay out a vision for the whole nation. To every citizen, whether you're a young or old man or woman, Democrat, Republican, or independent, black or white, Asian or Hispanic, I extend to you a hand of loyalty and of friendship. Together we will lead America to new heights of greatness like the world has never seen before.
Okay, he lists all the races, the genders, whatever, young and old, rich and poor, black and white, Latino and Asian. And he extends a hand of what was that? Hatred and white supremacy? Or was it Nazism? Hang on, let me replay that part.
I extend to you a hand of loyalty and of friendship.
Oh, loyalty and friendship. I'm sorry. I was close, though, right? Well, here's what Joy Reid from MSNBC said right after the speech. This is what she heard. It's, of course, white supremacy all over the place.
This is the Javier Milei election, right? I mean, and then in Argentina, that's how that went, which is that you had this coalition of, and not to be cruel, but, it was described as sort of an incel election. It was the young, angry men of Argentina who, they wanted a macho candidate. And it went along with policies like banning abortion, banning birth control, and, the idea of no-fault divorce. It all kind of goes together, that you've seen this kind of election before. You see the same thing in Hungary. Like, the Orbanism of the party it's rooted in returning white Christian men, but also white men and white adjacent men, black men, brown men who are white adjacent in terms of trying to also be in that dominant position in society.
Bro, what is white adjacent? I love that. Now, if you're a person of color, you can't even be friends with white people, or you get thrown into the bad category with the rest of us. That is hilarious. White adjacent? You're either white or white adjacent. Like in my last two shows, my producer was black. Or are they white adjacent? Do they not? Did they get their opinions discounted? But listen to that. In that one little sentence, you people in Trump land, you were called incels. You were called the racists, white adjacent, just all the horrible stuff. And she had a passing reference toward trad wives, like that's a bad thing. How dare you settle down and have a family and focus on raising your kids? You monsters. You're absolute monsters, you people with your families. She was really ate up. And look, check on some of your friends. And I don't want to say all your liberal friends, but those ones that are super activists that put all the annoying stuff on Facebook. Check on them. They're having a hard time. Rachel Maddow saw this. What did you hear? Naming all the races, extending a hand of loyalty and friendship. She found out, that was a really long speech, and Fidel Castro had really long speeches, so this is very Castro-like. This is your takeaway, Fidel Castro. This is what you come away with.
We knew this was going to be a long speech when we got first the excerpts and then the full text of it scripted at probably about an hour. But this came in over an hour and a half long. This was a Fidel Castro kind of experience. Former president did get to most of the words on the teleprompter, but added a whole lot more.
That is silly. Fidel Castro type speech, because it was because it was long. There's a lot of people who give long speeches. Winston Churchill gave long speeches. The Hugo Chavez gave really long speeches. Yeah, very Castro-like, that Trump. Interesting comparison coming from the party of Castro. All right, to the phones we go. 800-288-9227. This is Kathy in Waco. You're on WBAP. What'd you see at the RNC last night?
Well, I listened to most of Trump's speech, but what really made me mad was I was watching NBC, and when Eric Trump was introducing him, they had the nerve to put up on the side of the screen that he signed some of the checks that went to Stormy Daniels and whoever else. Now, why was that even necessary? Why?
Kathy, the media is so bad. I saw, okay, so I have a smart TV and I'm unplugged. So I got on the Roku and they were like, whoa, you got live coverage of the RNC. And I believe they were piping in ABC's coverage. And they would let the speaker, until it was Trump, they would let the speaker talk for a while. And then they would bring in pundits to come in and sort of rebuff everything they were saying. Like, Are you covering the RNC, or is this the RNC rebuttal program? It was really bad. And so I went over to Roku has a channel that's not Fox News. It's like Fox Now or Fox Live or Fox Nation or something like that. And they were doing it with no interruption, so I had to stick on that. But I agree. The media has just beclowned themselves so hard that I'm surprised anybody takes them serious.
Well, there was no need for it.
No kidding.
I mean, really, can we not just have a Republican convention and be Republicans? Even though I'm not a Republican, I support Donald Trump. Yeah,
right.
Really?
Well, look, either don't do it to us or be reciprocal. Do it to the Democrat National Convention, and when Hunter Biden is shown on camera, be like, hey, this is the guy that smoked all that crack and had all those prostitutes and the illegitimate daughter that he denied paternity to and still hasn't met for the last 5 years. Squeeze that in a caption, and me and Kathy in Waco will call it equal. All right, more of your calls coming up next. What did you see at the RNC last night? I'd love to hear from you, especially if you've never called the show. 800-288-9227, 800-288-9227. This is the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Home prices are expected to drop heading into 2025. Sell your home now with Chris Waters, the proven agent to get you top dollar. Are you worried about leaving money on the table with rapidly changing house prices? Chris Waters is the real estate expert I trust and recommend with the sale of my home. Waters guarantees an offer for full market value up front on qualified homes with no required costly repairs or showings, and you can cancel this at any time. Take Monica. She needed to move fast and get the full asking price to afford the move move. She was under contract within 10 days at $60,000 more than the closest comparable home in her area. She is thrilled she hired Chris Waters and the Waters team. Call the local Texas-based agent who guarantees your home sold at full market value. Call the team I recommend, Chris Waters and Waters International Realty at 214-689-6646, or go to ChristopherWaters.com. That's Christopher Waters with 2 T's.com.
Here's automotive expert and nationally syndicated talk show host, Jerry Reynolds.
The summer sales event's going on now at the 4 DFW 5-star Ford dealerships. All 4 locations are stocked up, and they're offering amazing deals right now on over 2,700 new Fords. The Ford incentives got a whole lot better on the 2024, so here we go. 2024 F-150 XLTs have 3.9% APR plus $1,000, and you don't need perfect credit. SUV lovers, 24 Escape has 1.9 for 60 plus $1,000. 2024 Edge, 1.9 for 60 plus $2,500 cash back. And 2024 Explorer has 3.9 for 60 plus $1,800 cash. All that before the huge 5-star discounts. They won't be beat on price at 5-Star Ford in Carrollton, North Richland Hills, Louisville, or Dallas, the dealerships you've trusted for 44 years. Sampac.com.
We're taking care of business.
It's the Mesquite Gun Show this weekend only. Hundreds of tables of guns, knives, ammo, and shooting supplies. Call 817-732-1194 or go to mesquitegunshow.com. It's the Mesquite Gun Show at the Mesquite Convention Center. Don't miss this show.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station. Trending now.
Frustration at airports after a global tech outage. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
We've been dealing with a couple of big backups all afternoon in Fort Worth on southbound 35W. A crash has 3 right lanes blocked at Berry Street, causing about a 45-minute jam back from I-30. And you're forced to exit at Northeast 28th Street. That's another half-hour delay back from Meacham. In Sunnyvale, some good news. A crash was cleared westbound Highway 80 just before Highway 352 Collins, but we do still have about a 15 to 20-minute delay unwinding from Clements Drive. With WBAP, first traffic and weather on the ones. I'm Colin Ellis.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
The WBAP forecast, mostly sunny this afternoon, a high 93 degrees. It is 90 in Dallas, 91 in Fort Worth. Thousands of airline travelers continue to be affected by the software glitch that grounded flights across the country this morning. These American Airlines passengers were stranded for hours at DFW Airport.
We had to spend the night in the airport, and then we had to get in the huge line to rebook, and we waited in that line 4 hours.
At first, they stated that there was not a secondary pilot, and then finally it was the computer systems were all down.
According to FlightAware.com, more than 700 flights have been either delayed or canceled at both Dallas Love Field and DFW. Your money news, President Joe Biden's student debt forgiveness plan encountering yet another legal hiccup. Fox's Edward Lawrence has more.
A federal appeals court paused just the SAVE portion of the student loan forgiveness plan until it can be adjudicated in court. This affects about 8 million people who are in the plan, and the Biden administration just keeps losing in court over and over related to its student loan forgiveness plans. So far, about $168.5 billion in student debt cancellation. That affects about 4.76 million people. Biden's student loan forgiveness plans are an issue for the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget because it adds to the deficit and the debt.
This comes as a growing number of Democrats are calling for the president to bow out of the 2024 White House race. The Dow's down 320 points, NASDAQ down 113, the S&P 500 off by 31. Again, the high today, 93. It is 90 in Dallas, 91 in Fort Worth. Check back several times a day and keep connected, DFW, for the latest on the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. I'm Eric Bushman, News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Well, we head into the weekend where it's the calm before the storm. And it has nothing to do with what meteorologist Brad Barton would be telling you. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. The storm I'm talking about is what could be coming out in Oxnard, California, side of the Dallas Cowboys training camp, where the team will go through their first practice next Thursday. There are more than enough distractions off the field for this team, starting with quarterback Dak Prescott, in what could be his final year in Big D, because his current deal expires in 2025. Prescott wants an extension. So does wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. Those two have formed one of the best combos in the National Football League. Lamb isn't going anywhere, but I'm not sure about Prescott, where a site called Right Way Network is saying number 4 will be traded to the Los Angeles Rams, which would leave Trey Lance or Cooper Rush running the offense. And we've also got the relationship between head coach Mike McCarthy and his owner. Now, all of this goes away if the Cowboys can make a Super Bowl run, something that has evaded them for 28 years now. Super Bowl 59 will be in February at the Superdome in New Orleans. Anybody want to bet $100 on the Cowboys making it? Not me. I'm keeping the cash in my pocket. That's your Friday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
Brought to you by carsforkids.org.
Donate your old vehicle to carsforkids.org to make a difference in the lives of kids. Free towing from carsforkids.org, plus a $50 gift card.
Carsforkids.org. Right off the car, not the kid.
This report is sponsored by Constellation. Switch for good. It's shocking how much some electricity providers charge you. Switch to Constellation for a great electricity rate and up to $600 in annual bill credits. Just call 888-921-MORE to see how easy it is to switch and save. Restrictions apply. PUC 10014.
Thank you for listening today to News Talk 820 WBAP and now WBAP FM at 93.3.
Hey, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. One thing you've been wondering is, what makes someone do this? What makes someone so worked up over politics that they're willing to take a rifle, get on a roof, and try and take this guy out, knowing it's going to get him killed? He had no plans of escaping or getting out of there with his life. It was a suicide mission. Well, let's ask people who deal with brains for a living. Lee Richardson's back from the Brain Performance Center. You know, some people have been saying that the overheated political rhetoric, the extreme polarization of modern America, especially politically, it could be driving some of this violence. But part of me thinks, you know, there's always going to be some crazy humans out there, no matter what the rhetoric's like. Where do you stand on that? Is this something we just have to deal with as human beings? Is every once in a while we have a crazy psycho killer among us?
Well, you know, I think it's a little bit of everything. I think that people become obsessed during the political election, and this year is like unlike any election we've had before, and you can't get away from it. I opened my email this morning, and Dr. Mary Trump sent me an email, and Joe Biden sent me one too, and J.D. Vance did. When people that are upset with it, if information just keeps coming at them, just slamming in their face, that feeds that anger. Anger is a basic emotional. It's core to our emotions. But when we get angry, that amygdala takes over, and we start riding that roller coaster, fight, flight, freeze.
I understand if you want to dodge this question because it's inherently political, but it was brought to my attention that this was a Republican president that was shot by a guy who was significantly to the left of him. He was not a fan, so it's like an anti-Republican actor. The previous guy who was shot, Ronald Reagan, also a Republican. Theodore Roosevelt, Republican. William McKinley, Republican. Garfield, Republican. Lincoln, Republican. Basically, every president that's been assassinated or wounded has been a Republican, except for John F. Kennedy, and he was shot by a communist. So it's been our observation that most of this is coming from the left. That can't be right.
Well, if you look at the recent shooting, the gentleman that shot at Donald Trump, he also had pulled up the Democratic convention. I don't think he cared who he got to. It was just whoever was available first. And I think that's the level of frustration in society today.
Well, the other thing, from your point of view, we read these manifestos trying to look for a motive to see if we can prevent this from happening in the future or get some of these people some help. What do you see when you read these manifestos? Do you read some guy who can be helped or a guy that was just psycho and not helpable?
Well, at a different time, maybe he wouldn't have done that. I mean, if you read about this guy who's reported as a nice, kind guy, he's also been bullied. He also was not able to get into the National Rifle Association. So is he trying to prove himself doing something with a rifle? I mean, there's so many different ways to look at it psychologically, and I honestly believe that everybody will have a point in their life where they're going to hit that low. And I believe suicide it's a 10-minute decision in the brain. It's just at the wrong time. There's nothing else I can do, and they do it. And I believe that same type of decision occurs whether you're taking your life or somebody else's.
What do you do if you're a parent and you think your kid is turning into one of these people?
You get involved. You get on it. You start doing some research, get that kid into some type of assessment. And I mean, there's times that we all think we know exactly what's going on with every member of our family, but we don't. We need professionals. Get an assessment and talk to the kid. You know, I've noticed some change in your behaviors. You seem to be fixated around the guns. Can you tell me what's driving that change?
Right. Where'd all the stray cats in the neighborhood go? That's not you, is it? All right. Lee Richardson, the Brain Performance Center in Dallas. Thanks for being on the James Show again.
Thank you.
All right. What do you think? We just talked to someone who works on brains for a living. Let's ask you. I want to go to, all right, Sean in Dallas. You're next up on WBAP. What do you think?
You know what? I feel like we need to hear more information about this kid, but I drive Lyft, and what everybody is saying is we have a problem with when Trump got shot. You know, he had his head out, he's pumping his fist. You know, he put the Secret Service people's lives, we feel like, in danger because, you know, they were covering him with their bodies. And if somebody had a second gun, he could have got more people shot. And I don't know what the fist pumping is all about, but that is what, you know, he made the speech that, if he's changed, you want to bring everybody together, but that doesn't look like it when you're doing your fist. And I think he needs to take more responsibility and understand that, you know, we have a lot of people who are not well mentally, and he just needs to take a more responsibility because that right there could be egging on another person who has a mental issue by doing the pumping of the fist. And he put the Secret Service in danger. This is what I feel.
In Secret Service history, has that incident ever happened?
Where a president or somebody's getting shot and then they want fame and everything and they're out glorifying it. No, nobody's never did that.
Okay.
I don't think anybody who's got bullets flying at them pump their fist and put their face out into the camera. I don't think anybody's done
All
that.
right, Sean, you sound very passionate here. You sound like you hated Trump to begin with, and now you're trying to find.
Actually, if I could make a perfect president, he would talk like Obama, and he would have balls like Trump. So that's not true. I just don't like violence, and I'm over it. I'm tired of all of the violence.
Okay, so Sean, Theodore Roosevelt was on the campaign trail, and he got shot. And when his security tried to make him leave, he told them, no, I'm going to stay. He gave himself a minute, got back to the podium, and he finished his speech.
Sir, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the pumping of the fist. We don't even know if the shooter is all the way down. Come on, he's got to be more responsible.
We do. We have the audio of the Secret Service saying the shooter's down.
But that shooter's down. We don't know if there's a second one.
We don't.
You know,
but in American history, has there ever been a second shooter? That's the point.
You got thousands of people.
Listen, you think you're making a rational argument, but if you don't have any sort of pattern or history to back it up, it's not rational. That has never happened. In all of the shootings that we've had at a president, the ones that were successful and the ones that just wounded him, has there ever been a second shooter? Now you say that it's a legitimate. Yeah, let's focus on this incident. Right.
Happened to other people. Trump is not other people. Trump is Trump. Let's focus on Trump.
Right, but you say it's irrational for him to pump his fist because there could be a second shooter. He could.
To be mindful.
Right. Because why? Because there could be And your point is there could be a second shooter. He could be putting them in danger. That's your point, right?
He could. So he
Okay,
needs to be
but in
mindful
all of the
that
shootings,
forward.
that are similar to this situation, that's never happened. When Abraham Lincoln was shot, there was not a second shooter. When James A. Garfield was shot, there was not a second shooter. My show, hang on. When William McKinley was shot, there was not a second shooter. When John F. Kennedy was shot, there was not a second shooter. When his brother was shot, it was just Sirhan Sirhan, there was not a second shooter. When Gerald Ford was shot at, there was not a second shooter. When Theodore Roosevelt was shot, there was not a second shooter. When Ronald Reagan was shot, there was not a second shooter. And this time when Donald Trump was shot, there was not a second shooter. Now, you posit that him pausing and pumping his fist is irrational because it's a dangerous situation for the idea that there might be a second shooter. I say it's more rational that he makes the assumption that 100% of the previous cases that we've had, and we've had about a dozen of them, that there's not a second shooter. So I think my argument is more rational than yours. I think the fist pump is something you don't like to see because it rallies a bunch of people to support a guy that you don't like.
No, sir. I you know what? We can agree to disagree. We're not going to see eye to eye on
Okay,
this.
but you were saying that it puts him in danger because there could be a second shooter, and I'm pointing out that there is no historical reference. It would be the first time in history. That's not a rational expectation. It's not rational for you to pattern your behavior over a scenario that has never happened. That is irrational. That's what irrational is. You don't have a precedent for it. You think it's dangerous. Why? Based on what? You don't like the guy. That's all it is. You don't like that. We all see it. We all hear it. You're trying to rationalize it. You're trying to come up with a reason to still not like this guy after what any normal person would see as pretty heroic, whether you disagree with him or not. You just can't make yourself do it. And that's okay. That's okay. Dawn and Argyle, you're on the James Show. What do you think?
Well, before all of this came about, everything,
Oh, Don, I just looked at the clock. Can I put you on hold and continue this after the break? I'm way over. Sorry about that. We'll continue on the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. Next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
Judge dismissed the classified documents case,
choosing Ohio Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate.
News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
This is Shane Mullen with Mullen & Mullen Injury Law Firm. I don't have a funny nickname or a silly TV spot. We do have over 40 years experience fighting for injured North Texans and low pre-suit fees. Being local matters, and we win. Call me, 214-INJURED, mullenandmullen.com.
A secure retirement just doesn't happen by accident. When that day comes, what's most important to you? Are you sure to have more money than month? What about unexpected medical costs? Do you want to leave something to the kids or the grandkids? I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know we specialize in these questions and can help make your retirement dream a reality with some of the highest guarantees in the business. Imagine getting up to a guaranteed 12% growth on your retirement income and up to a 30% bonus up front just for opening an account. If you have funds sitting idle in an old 401k or IRA, consider guaranteeing it to secure the peace of mind you deserve. Don't leave your financial security to chance. Take advantage of the highest guarantees I've seen in my career. Call Trajan today at 469-579-3500. That's 469-579-3500. Or visit us online at TrajanWealth.com.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
How much money do you need to retire successfully today? The answer to this question may surprise you. Don't miss Preserving Your Retirement, Saturday morning at 8 on News Talk 820 and now on FM at 93.3 WBAP.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Remember, that's cars with a K.
Hello, Patriots. Have you got rotten egg smelling water? Who can stand it? That's hydrogen sulfide. Nations Pure has the solution that makes that stink go away. And we mean right now. Gone. In fact, we money-back guarantee that the H2S smell is gone before we leave your driveway. But stinky water isn't the only chemistry going on in many well waters. We do it all, including addressing the safety and purity of your water. And we don't leave out that white chalky stuff you see on your faucets, fixtures, bathroom walls, and places too numerous to mention. Wonderful water all begins with a free, yes free, on-site water test. My name is Cara, and I will personally schedule your water test. Call Nations Pure at 888-763-0050. That's 888-763-0050. Or go online to nationspure.com and let's talk about your water solution.
If you're confused about what kind of new car to get, where to get it, what to do with your old car, or whether or not you should buy or lease, you need to tune in to the Car Pro Show. Jerry Reynolds, the Car Pro here. Every Saturday, I give you 2 hours of straight talk and honest answers about everything automotive, and I can hook you up for a great deal and a wonderful experience. That's the Car Pro Show, Saturday mornings 9 to 11 with my trusty sidekick, Kevin McCarthy, right here on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
Diamonds Direct's summer sale is here. Shop now and get an extra 20% off Diamonds Direct's renowned prices. Get 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. That's 20% off plus $100 off store-wide. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their newest designs. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, engagement rings, and more. 20% off. Now to July 21st. Ends this Sunday at 5 p.m. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Still dealing with a couple of major delays in Fort Worth on southbound 35W. 3 right lanes are blocked by a crash at Berry Street. That has you bumper to bumper back from I-30. And you're forced to exit again southbound 35W at Northeast 28th. That's causing a big jam from Meacham. Both are going to add about 30 to 45 minutes to your commute. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
Brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate.
Hi, this is Mark Spain. When you get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home stress-free and avoid the hassle of costly repairs. Find out what your guaranteed offer will be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome back to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. We're just having a discussion on what you saw at the RNC last night. 800-288-9227. I was talking to Dawn in Argyle. Let's continue. Sorry I had to cut you off. Dawn, what were you going to say?
I've never been a Trump person. It was his personality. It turned me off. But I'm sorry, in 2016, anything was better than Hillary. And in, the last election, anything was better than Biden. So that is where I was voting. That's where I was prepared to vote this time around. My opinion of him on his personality still had not really changed. But somebody said, watch the Republican National Convention. I'm like, 40 years of voting. I've never watched one of these. But I watched it. And I'm telling you, the things that came out that would never come out in the mainstream media made me reevaluate my personal opinion on this man's personality.
Give me some examples. What came out that you just heard for the first time?
Well, I did not realize that he went out of his way to go to that train wreck in, where was that, Pennsylvania or Ohio?
Yeah, East Palestine, Ohio.
Yeah, didn't know that he did that. Didn't know that he went in and visited people in the hospitals, even when he wasn't a president. See, this is the thing. He didn't have to do that. Bush was very well known for that, Bush too. But I had no idea that this was what he did. And just the way that the depth of emotion that friends that have known him for a while, I mean, yeah, granted, it could be like a biased opinion, right? But
sure.
Just the way that they were talking about this man, he's just, he's not polished. He's not Obama, thank God. But it just made me feel like perhaps my opinion of him was based more on what I've been fed from the mainstream media. And so I was very glad that I watched this.
That is so mature of you to say. I know I'm not talking to my kids right now, but for those of us who have friends like you, who all they know about Trump is what they've been told by the mainstream media, this is like drinking cold water after a jog. This is so nice to hear. Thank you for saying that, Don. I hope there's a whole lot of Dons out there who saw the same thing. Because one of the reasons we beat up on the media is if we ever got a fair shake, if our ideas ever got a fair hearing in the court of public opinion, they would never lose they would never lose another election in our lifetime.
Well, see, another thing too that I remember going back after he was elected, they just kept piling on him, and I remember what really started to turn my tide with what the hell is wrong with you people in the media is the fact that, one of the headlines was Trump has 2 scoops of ice cream. I don't know if you remember this. Everybody else gets 1. I'm like, what the heck? Why is this news?
Well, look, they're deranged over Trump, but they were equally deranged over George W. Bush, and they'll be just as deranged over the next guy. Trump's not the problem. Bush is not the problem. Those people in the media that are just complete political activist hacks are the problem. Midland is coming to the Pavilion at Toyota Music Factory. Country music fans, Midland's coming November 30th. Tickets on sale now, livenation.com, or you can text Midland to 800-288-9227 for your chance to win. Coming up next, we'll continue talking about Trump's RNC speech last night. It's The James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
You might think growing your business is intimidating, complicated, scary. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be. For experts like us, growing your business is exciting, inspiring, empowering. At Bank OZK, we offer competitive financing, flexible terms, and potentially lower down payments. Growing your business starts today. Visit your local Dallas branch or ozk.com/business to learn more. Bank OZK, greater awaits. Member FDIC, all loans subject to credit and underwriting approval.
Are you caught in the hamster wheel of life, day in and day out, looking for a new solution? Well, today you can take action to retire in 5 years or less. How? Passive income through real estate investing. And the team to help you? Lifestyles Unlimited. For more than 33 years, our team of successful educators and mentors teach folks just like you the roadmap to retirement through real estate. Learn from the best. Lifestyles Unlimited, known for the systems and support to help you real estate retire. Just like Chad and Lisa.
Having the consulting team, having other avenues within your whole system is what's made y'all successful. Everyone is there to guide you to be successful. So it's just up to you to get off the butt and do it.
Do it. Take action today with this introductory offer. Join for just $297. A Lifestyles Unlimited financial freedom program. Get educated now at Lifestyles Unlimited. Text the letters BAP to 88007. That's BAP to 88007. Lifestyles Unlimited. Text BAP to 88007.
Men, is there a warning buzzer going off in your head? The one you've been ignoring? The worry of not being able to count on your performance is a clear sign you have erectile dysfunction, a problem that doesn't go away and will worsen over time. The highly skilled staff at Men's Edge Medical have successfully treated thousands of men just like you right here in DFW for more than 15 years. Don't be fooled by newcomers you hear. Many aren't locally owned and offer shockwave therapy, which can be painful and often doesn't work. At Men's Edge Medical, they know every patient is different and they customize a solution just for you. Don't ignore the warning signs and get serious about satisfying your partner and yourself. Men's Edge patients tell them every day they wish they'd made that call sooner. Erectile dysfunction is a very common and treatable condition. Men's Edge Medical offers reliable and safe solutions. It is just like going to any other doctor appointment. Call 972-996-0900 to schedule your appointment. 972-996-0900.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Remember, that's Cars with a K.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Men over 45. Do you have a frequent, urgent need to urinate or a weak flow? Do you suffer from an enlarged prostate or BPH? Know your options. If BPH medications are bothering you or you're worried about invasive surgery, ask about the UroLift system. The UroLift system is an outpatient, minimally invasive procedure. It reopens the channel with no cutting and provides rapid symptom relief with no new, sustained erectile or ejaculatory dysfunction, as shown in a clinical study. Go to urolift.com and click on Find a Physician for a doctor near you. Urolift.com. UROLIFT.com. Most common side effects are temporary and can include discomfort when urinating, urgency, inability to control the urge, pelvic pain, and some blood in the urine. Rare side effects, including bleeding and infection, may lead to a serious outcome and may require intervention. If you suffer from symptoms of an enlarged prostate or BPH, the UroLift system is a proven alternative to BPH medication or invasive surgery. Visit urolift.com and click on Find a Physician to speak to a doctor to see if you're a candidate for the UroLift system.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP AM, Fort Worth, Dallas. 93.3 WBAP FM, Haltom City, Dallas. And 99.5 KPLX FM HD2, Fort Worth, Dallas.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station.
Trending now.
The number of Democrats calling for the president to bow out shows no sign of stopping. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
We have a couple of big issues in Fort Worth on southbound 35W. There's a crash involving a garbage truck at Berry Street that's blocking 3 right lanes. That's causing about a 30 to 45 minute delay back from I-30. And you're forced to exit southbound 35W at Northeast 28th Street. That's causing another half-hour jam, maybe 45 minutes of delay from North Loop 820. With WBAP, first traffic and weather on the ones, I'm Colin Ellis.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Got 'em. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
It'll stay warm to hot this weekend, but a little more in the seasonable heat territory compared to the extreme heat of recent. Lots of sunshine the rest of the day, highs in the low 90s. A clear night coming up, low 71. Sunny 95 the high Saturday. Heat indices could approach 100 in a couple of spots. Scattered storms and near 90 for the high on Sunday. Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you. For WBAP News, I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau at the Weather Channel.
90 degrees in Dallas, 92 in Fort Worth. This news brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm. More Democratic lawmakers calling for President Joe Biden to suspend his re-election campaign. Fox's Jackie Heinrich has more from the White House.
Another Senate Democrat and 4 more House Democrats, including a junior member of the Congressional Black Caucus, called on the president to withdraw from the race this morning. But none of that is hitting the campaign as hard as the latest call from California Democrat Zoe Lofgren. This has Nancy Pelosi's fingerprints all over it, Fox is told. Lofgren's from a safe blue district. She won her race last cycle with more than 65% of the vote. And Lofgren calling on Biden to step out of the race is understood in Biden world to be coming at the urging of Nancy Pelosi, who is freaking out about Democrat prospects for keeping the House and the Senate if Biden stays in.
The president is off the campaign trail as he recovers from COVID-19. However, his re-election team says he plans to continue campaigning next week. Just about all operations are back to normal at Dallas Love Field, with the one exception following the internet nosedive suffered worldwide early today. A problem with a CrowdStrike update is reported as the issue. Dallas Love Field's Lauren Round says passengers were delayed on some Delta flights.
One of our airline partners did have a bit of a slowdown, but for the most part, passengers have been able to get through check-in, ticketing, screening, and get on their flights.
Round says rental car counters inside the Love Field terminal are taking customers to street locations to complete car rentals, and this could could last several more hours today. While Dallas-based Southwest didn't seem as badly affected by the outage, it's a different story for Fort Worth-based American. So if you're flying out of DFW Airport today, check your flight status. Your money news, staying on the story, the Transportation Secretary says he is watching the resolution of global travel woes caused by the software glitch.
At an unrelated event in Los Angeles, Secretary Pete Buttigieg said he's familiar with CrowdStrike, but as for its updates to the Windows operating system that halted the traveling public,
that'll be a question that really goes to the design of our systems for the long term.
The secretary said as the delays work themselves out, he will lean on the airlines to make things right for passengers.
We do not consider this the way we would a weather event. This is something that the airlines are responsible for addressing, and I've been focused on making sure the airlines hear that message.
Operations at hospitals, parcel delivery services, and 911 centers were also affected. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
The Dow's down 377 points, NASDAQ off 144, the S&P 500 down by 40. Again, the high today, 93. It is 90 in Dallas, 92 in Fort Worth. This news also brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Check back several times a day and keep connected, DFW, for the latest on the assassination attempt on former President Trump. I'm Eric Bushman, News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3. WBAP salutes Midlothian. Thank you, Midlothian, for listening today to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to WilhiteWins.com.
That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey there, happy Friday, all you beautiful Texans. Welcome back to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. RNC was last night. I'm just getting really taking the pulse of the community, seeing what y'all saw out there. What did you see? 800-288-9227. I am even more solid in the idea that all my Republican friends out there, on your way home from work, might want to stop by Specs or maybe a good grocery store and go to the back and get yourself a nice bottle of champagne, because it's all over but the crying. Terry Schilling's my next guest. He's from the American Principles Project. Terry, am I too optimistic?
James, I think it was great. I think it was a great convention. I was there on the ground. I've been to, it was essentially probably one of the best Trump rallies I've ever been to. I've been to over half a dozen Trump rallies all across the country, and his speech was exactly on cue. It was perfect for the moment, but it was also his typical style, where he talks about the things that are on his mind. It was absolutely great. Everyone had a great time. I brought my 13-year-old daughter with me. We really, really enjoyed it.
How is this different than previous conventions?
Well, the previous ones are a lot more low-key. I've been to a couple others, but there was just a sense of seriousness, but also optimism and unity. Right there were a lot of debates going on last week about the platform fight, but going into this convention, everyone seemed totally united and fired up to get President Trump reelected and back in the White House. You know,
those two words, first time I've heard it mentioned, the platform fight. Now, I've been reading in the background on what actually changed, because this is the nuts and bolts of the convention that we're really supposed to be focused on, but we're right to not focus on it. It doesn't matter. It's all about the two guys at the top right now, in my opinion.
No, look, last Saturday changed everything, right? Last Saturday changed everything more than all of the trumped-up convictions that they're bringing forth, all the lawfare that they're waging, everything they're doing to destroy this great republic that we have, that we've inherited from our grandparents and parents, and that we're trying to pass down. That's the moment we're in. Either America's going to survive or it's going to die.
Well, I like to watch these things and think from the other side, what would their complaints be? And they have a couple of complaints that resonate with voters somewhat. They're real good at scaring people about abortion. And look, no matter how you feel on that does move the voters for them. And they're really reaching at they're still trying to hold on to the racism angle here, but I can't find a whole lot of holes to poke in what we saw last night.
No, that's right. And I was there all 4 nights at the convention. I saw all the speakers. And I'll just tell you, there's so much more diversity on the Republican side of the aisle than there is on the Democratic side. And I don't just mean like diversity in terms of race or sex or whatever. I mean diversity of thought. I mean, there was everyone there from Franklin Graham to Hulk Hogan And Kid Rock, right? There was an amazing pastor that gave the opening speech the opening prayer yesterday. It was fantastic. I mean, this is a diverse party, and if we focus on the policies and diversity of thought and true diversity and what's good for our country, we're going to outshine the Democrats every single time.
Right, and don't forget, Amber Rose kicked it all off on Mondays. A person 9 years ago, you would have thought she would never set foot in an RNC, and then there she was on the stage. Yeah, and that stuff matters.
I think that's right. And, there was some controversy around it, but that just gets more eyeballs on it. Where I come down on it, because I've gotten asked about this because I'm, part of the pro-family social conservative movement. My view is if Amber Rose wants to tell all of her subscribers on OnlyFans to vote Republican, who am I to stop her, right? I mean, I want Democrats voting Republican. I want everyone voting Republican. We should welcome everyone who's going to tell their friends and family and followers to vote for Donald Trump.
Amber Rose has an OnlyFans. That's disgusting, Terry. Where can I find it? Thank you very much for being on the show again, Terry Schilling. Where do they find you outside of WBAP?
You can find me on Twitter at all the social media accounts at Schilling1776.
Thank you very much, Terry Schilling. Let's go to Fort Worth and talk to Marcia. You're on WBAP. What did you see at the RNC last night, Marcia?
Loved it. I've seen nothing but support and love for our president. And let me be clear, Trump is my president. That's who I support 100%. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't see eye to eye with me. But I was listening to one of your callers earlier, and it just set a fire inside of me. And they were talking about how when he came up with his fist, how that was a sign he should have not done that because it was putting people in danger. When he came up with his fist, that was his sign to me to show me he was okay. And I loved it. It wasn't a sign for me to go out and cause more harm, because one thing that we don't do is we don't wish harm on others. We don't wish harm on Biden. We would have never supported this if this would have happened to Biden. But the other part of her conversation with you was she was saying that he put other people's lives in danger if there was another shooter.
All right, that was silliness. Okay.
Now, I don't know if they're just uninformed or if I'm uninformed, but I thought that the job of the Secret Service was to take a bullet for our president.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to get as many shots as possible. Marcia, it only makes sense because you and I have a hard time seeing it, but try and squeeze this into your worldview, hypothetically speaking. If that was Hitler up there and someone had just nicked him in the ear and then he got up and he fist pumped and everyone cheered, wouldn't you hate that fist pump?
Well, I guess, of course, if we're going to put Hitler into the mix.
Okay, so you realize some people say Trump is literally Hitler, and they're just saying that to get attention or saying that to have some sort of effect or to move the polls or because it's politically expedient. But there's a lot of dumb people out there who believe it.
And I feel sorry for those people.
I know you have to live. You really think that we're living in the beginning phases of the Third Reich? That must be a horrible, scary world from their point of view. I almost feel sorry for them, Marcia. I do
feel sorry for them.
Right. You really think half this country is like white supremacists who are murderers, foaming at the mouth, ready to take out some black people for sport? Like, really, that's we wake up and we think about that ever? Calm down. Maybe we just want lower taxes. Maybe we just want to balance the budget and we're not bloodthirsty neo-Nazis. Yeah, it's not that I'm throwing it out there hypothetically. I mean, we've heard these ridiculous exaggerations. Look, AOC said it last night. You think they're learning their lesson about maybe we need to tamp down the rhetoric. This was a TikTok she did at midnight last night. Just a little clip here.
Going into the debate, I'm pretty sure a lot of people knew that the president is old. The president is very old. Donald Trump is also very old and a racist and a neo-Nazi.
See, this is why they can't have you watching the RNC. You would tune in last night and be like, you didn't sound like a racist or a neo-Nazi. And for those of you on the fence, maybe you just stumbled on WBAP on accident. None of us are racist nor neo-Nazis. Like 0% of me and the people listening right now and the people on this staff, like none of us are. If anybody's telling you that, they're lying to you because they don't want you to hear what we really believe from our point of view, because you might start voting with us. 800-288-9227. 800-288-9227. We'll continue to talk to you about what you saw at the RNC last night. It's the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Coming up Monday morning at 6:17, will he stay or will he go? The latest on President Joe Biden and the race to November.
And at 6:47, we'll talk to a brain expert, talk about how to stay cool, calm, and collected during this heated election cycle.
I'm Carla Marion.
I'm Monty Cook. Ernie Brown is back Monday. I've got your traffic on the ones. Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton has your forecast. Steve Lamb has sports. Nicole Osei has your news updates at the top and bottom of the hour, along with your money news. And Hal J keeps us laughing.
It's all on Monday's WBAP Morning News, 5 till 9. Keep connected, DFW to WBAP.
Here's automotive expert and nationally syndicated talk show host, Jerry Reynolds.
The summer sales event's going on now at the 4 DFW 5-star Ford dealerships. All 4 locations are stocked up, and they're offering amazing deals right now on over 2,700 new Fords. The Ford incentives got a whole lot better on the 2024, so here we go. 2024 F-150 XLTs have 3.9% APR plus $1,000. And you don't need perfect credit. SUV lovers, 24 Escape has 1.9 for 60 plus 1,000. 2024 Edge, 1.9 for 60 plus 2,500 cash back. And 2024 Explorer has 3.9 for 60 plus 1,800 cash. All that before the huge 5-star discounts. They won't be beat on price at 5-Star Ford in Carrollton, North Richland Hills, Louisville, or Dallas, the dealerships you've trusted for 44 years. Sampac.com.
We're taking care of business.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You've got enough to deal with every day. So when you're shopping for a car, make it easy and shop online at FreemanToyota.com. Hello, this is Dane Miner, General Manager of Freeman Toyota. At FreemanToyota.com, we make internet shopping easy, informative, and best of all, hassle-free. FreemanToyota.com will save you time and money. Everything you need to make an informed decision is right there. Shop online at FreemanToyota.com and get a price up front. We'll even appraise your vehicle based on your description, and we'll give you the best financing options available. We can even deliver the car and the paperwork right to your home or office without you ever stepping foot in the dealership. Basically, no surprises, total transparency, and you're going to love it. In fact, even though it's on the internet, Freeman Toyota is making it a personal experience. If you have questions, you'll get real responses from real people who understand what real service is all about. So log on to FreemanToyota.com today and discover a better way to buy a car.
Still dealing with a couple of issues on southbound 35W in Fort Worth. You have a crash blocking 3 right lanes at Berry Street, causing a bumper-to-bumper jam back from I-30. And there's a full closure at Northeast 28 that has you bumper-to-bumper from North Loop 820. And we also have a new crash in Frisco, northbound Dallas North Tollway at Stonebrook Parkway. 2 left lanes gone here, about a 20 to 30-minute jam built up from Warren Parkway. And in Rockwall, there's also a new crash, 30 eastbound before Horizon Village. Expect about a 20 to 30-minute jam from Bass Pro Drive. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 5-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Brought to you by CarsForKids.org.
CarsForKids.org is the best vehicle donation charity, helping kids go from surviving to thriving. CarsForKids.org picks up vehicles in any condition for free.
CarsForKids.org. Right off the car, not the kid. Keeping you connected 24/7 DFW. News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome back to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Hey, we're playing Name That Artist in the next segment. I'm going to try. I don't know if I'm going to do it because Bruce made it really hard this week. But we're going to play Name That Artist for 4 tickets to see the Texas Rangers. They're taking on the Chicago White Sox Tuesday, July 23rd. So that's just like 4 days from now. So, look. They're having the Adolis Garcia replica World Series ring night. You know how they have specials when you get in. I am not guaranteeing that you're going to get one of the rings. But if you and your 3 friends are one of the first 29,000 fans to enter Globe Life Field, you'll get a Adolis Garcia replica World Series ring presented by SeatGeek. For the rest of us, get your tickets now at TexasRangers.com. However, if you're interested in this, if you want to go see the Texas Rangers, it's a 7 o'clock in the afternoon game. It's an evening game. And you got time to call in. Listen to this montage. And if you know all 10 of these artists, then get out your phone and open a notepad file. And I want you to start typing them in. We'll play the montage again in the next segment, and then we'll try and get a winner. All right, so here's our montage for today's Name That Artist. See, I'm already out on the first one. I don't know. Know that one. It's Bushman's favorite song.
I've been walking these streets so long, singing the same old
Who
song.
sings Rhinestone Cowboy? It's from that filthy movie. I'd have missed this one too. Don't feel bad.
Rehab, I said no, no, no. Everybody wants you. Everybody wants your love. I just like to make you mine, all mine. That there is something about you, baby, so right. I wouldn't be without you, baby.
Yeah, I'd have missed that one too. Don't feel bad. All right, so we're going to play that montage again in the next segment. If you want to try and win, go ahead and call in 800-288-9227. Just do me a favor and get out a notepad on your file, on your phone, and type it out so when I go to you, you can just list them out real quick, and then we will play the montage again. But back to the phones. We're just talking about what you saw last night at the Republican National Convention. Let's go to Fort Worth. Hey, Tanya, you're on WBAP. What did you see last night?
Hey, I saw a couple things that I really liked. The first thing was the fist pump. To me, I just want to say something about what the lady said earlier.
Oh, yeah. So for new people, hang on. We had a caller say that the fist pump she didn't like because it was a little showboaty and it was needlessly putting Secret Service people in danger, and that's not what a good person would do.
He explained it. If she would have listened to it, he said that when he fell, he saw the eyes of people around him. They thought he died. They thought the guy got him, and he wanted to show that he didn't get him. And I think it showed his power to the entire world. We need that strength in the Oval Office, and I think that he showed that.
Listen, it feels weird to have to explain this, but I think we all get it. I think they're trying not to get it. I think they see that fist bump and they realize, oh my goodness, we have to come up with a reason to deflect against that, or people are it's going to start humanizing this guy. And that's been their greatest fear, is that once he's humanized, once he's not a racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe, foaming at the mouth Nazi, people might actually start listening to his policy plans, or remember the fact that going to McDonald's used to only cost $7 and not $11 for a number 4.
Right.
We get it. We get it. You don't have to explain. I think we all get it. We just heard someone trying to rationalize in their head, because it's hard. You're asking for someone who has believed this guy is a Nazi for 9 years to change their opinion. It's not, you can't turn it around on a dime like that. And so you just saw someone, their ship started to drift a little bit, and they're just trying to straighten it up. No, I'm still supposed to hate him. He's not a human. Yeah, the fist bump's fine. Just like when someone gets hurt on a football field and they give you the thumbs up to let you know they're okay and they're not being carried off of the football field. They're going on their own power. I mean, these things mean something, and we all got it, Tanya. We got it.
Well, and I also think one really quick thing more is I love the fact that people stood up for him and talked about him on stage. But I think the most pivotal one was his granddaughter. She didn't have to do that, and she did it. And she was eloquent, and you could see how much she loved him and how much she believed in him, and she really humanized him, I think, more than anybody else that spoke.
That word comes up again. Did you hear the Whoopi Goldberg clip? Is that why you keep saying this?
No, I don't want to listen to her.
All right. Well, pretend like this is somebody else. But this was from the View just, I think, yesterday.
And she doesn't feel that he can win, I don't think. Now, for me, I have a lot of faith in the American people. And I don't know very many men who want to be talked to the way that this man has been talking to men in his audience.
No,
I don't know any women, and I know his grandchild was up on the thing, and they're trying to humanize him and change your idea about who this guy is. Don't fall for that. Trump, you're talking about. Yeah. Talking about Trump.
All right. Look, we don't put a whole lot of stock in what Whoopi Goldberg says. But they're the ones that are constantly warning you about, oh, he said bloodbath, or he called immigrants vermin, or he called them racists or murderers. Why? Well, because he's trying to dehumanize them, because he's a Nazi, and that's what Nazis do. They dehumanize their opponents, and they whet the appetite for you to hate them, and then they base their entire campaign off of hate and dehumanizing their opponents. And then what is she literally doing?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they all do, though. That's what she does.
Well, see how right you are, though? You were using that terminology, like humanizing and dehumanizing, and you didn't even know that Whoopi was saying the silent part out loud. You're righter than you thought, Tanya. Thank you very much for calling.
Thanks.
All right, so I'm going to step aside here. When we come back, we'll play Name That Artist, and then I'll take some more calls on, the aftermath. What do you think's happening after this RNC? I saw a Trump that wasn't that changed, but he has kind of toned it down. And he also had a chance to go, full revenge mode, and he didn't. He extended the olive branch. He seems to be a quieter, calmer, dare I say, more mature Trump. So we'll continue talking about that. If you want to jump in, 800-288-9227. Also have a few more highlights I want to play. And we're playing Name That Artist next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Time is something we could all use a little more of. At Men's Edge Medical, you're never a number. Every patient is treated with respect and given individual, customized solutions for whatever may be causing their slowed down intimacy issues. Here's Men's Edge patient counselor Raul Garza.
Time is the most important thing to all men. Taking the time to make her smile. So stop wasting time and make an appointment at Men's Edge Medical. Pick up the phone and call 972-996-0900 to schedule your appointment today.
Almost every patient that comes to Men's Edge Medical tells them they thought the occasional ED was normal or a natural part of aging. Men's Edge Medical has helped thousands of DFW men get their drive back, so you can trust them and their physicians. And your visit is always confidential. Stop making excuses and call 972-996-0900 today. 972-996-0900.
If you're shopping for a new vehicle and haven't in a while, you're probably experiencing some sticker shock. Hi, I'm Adam Burwell, General Manager of Novak Motors. It's no surprise that the cost of cars has increased, but at Novak Motors, you can afford to drive the car you want today. We sell gently used, well-maintained, low-mileage, one-owner vehicles that have passed a rigorous multi-point inspection. At Novak Motors, we offer a top-notch customer experience. No dealer add-ons and no surprises. Our Drive Forever program gives you a lifetime warranty on your engine and transmission for your entire ownership, and you can even drive your vehicle for 7 days with our worry-free vehicle exchange program. At Novak Motors, we have a full service department, and we can even customize your vehicle just how you want it. Your car will look and smell brand new, but at a price you'll love. Come see us on 183 in Bedford, look for the big Novak Motor sign, or go to novakmotors.com, or call 817-616-0722. That's 817-616-0722.
Lakefront living on a private peninsula on the shores of Bodark Lake. Over a mile of pristine shoreline, perfect for living the lakefront lifestyle you've always dreamed of. An easy drive north from Dallas to the newest fully recreational lake in Texas in over 30 years. Saturday, July 27th, the final 17 magnificent lakefront estate properties are being released in our newest gated lakefront community. Bodark Lakefront living at its finest from only $399.9. Bodark Lake will be uncrowded with limited public access, but private lakefront landowners have unlimited access. Call 888-608-LAKE, 888-608-LAKE, or visit 888-608-LAKE.com. Don't miss out on one of the best lakefront buying opportunities, especially this close to Dallas. Come see what all the excitement is about Saturday, July 27th. Call 888-608-LAKE and be one of the fortunate few to own lakefront Bodark Lake. 888-608-LAKE or visit 888-608-LAKE.com.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And we cut to size, because just like taxes and BS, we think metal is better when cut. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Find a store or shop online at metalsupermarkets.com.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station. Trending now.
New details emerging on the lead up to the Trump assassination attempt. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
We have a couple of half-hour delays in Fort Worth on southbound 35W. Traffic's forced to exit at Northeast 28th Street. That has you bumper-to-bumper back from North Loop 820. And then there's a crash at Berry Street blocking 3 right lanes. That's causing a jam from I-30. In Frisco, still have a crash on the northbound Dallas North Tollway at Stonebrook Parkway. 2 left lanes gone here and about a 30-minute jam built up from the Sam Rayburn Tollway. And we're pushing close to 45 minutes of delay heading into Rockwall on 30 eastbound. We have a crash just before Horizon Village causing a jam from the Bush Turnpike. With WBAP, first traffic and weather on the ones, I'm Colin Ellis.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox, gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
The WBAP forecast, mostly sunny this afternoon, high around 93 degrees. It is 91 in Dallas, 92 in Fort Worth. This news brought to you by the Good Feet store. More details emerging from an investigation into the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Fox's Brian Yennis has more from Butler, Pennsylvania.
Secret Service agents visited the venue on July 8th, less than a week before the event, which struck the organization's president as, quote, an awfully quick turnaround. Meanwhile, the FBI continues to comb through the shooter's 2 phones and laptop to search for a motive. There is conflicting information about whether or not the 20-year-old shooter wrote a threatening message on the gaming platform Steam. Senators were told in a briefing that the shooter wrote, quote, July 13th will be my premiere. Watch as it unfolds. But now we're told the FBI cannot confirm whether the Steam account is real or fake yet.
The FBI also found images of both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump on the shooter's phone, though it still remains unclear if the shooting was planned in advance. Your Money News airline travelers spent hours in ticket lines this morning after a software glitch grounded flights across the country and around the world. Passengers at DFW Airport were frustrated with American Airlines officials.
They had left us in the dark most of the time, so really not very helpful at all.
Well, I actually traveled in from Cleveland, and the first flight was canceled, and then I traveled here. So, yeah, I'm stuck in Dallas for the night.
I actually missed work today, a very big meeting actually for work.
Although the CrowdStrike software issue has been fixed, the domino effect of delayed or canceled flights continues to affect thousands of travelers. The Dow closed down 377 points, NASDAQ down 144, the S&P 500 off by 40. Again, the high today, 93. It is 91 in Dallas, 92 in Fort Worth. This news also brought to you by the Good Feet store. Check back several times a day and keep connected DFW for the latest on the assassination attempt on former President Trump. I'm Eric Bushman, News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
A heads up if you're a Texas Rangers fan. We love the defending World Series champs. But going forward for the next several months in this space, most of the time, I'll be talking about the Dallas Cowboys. It's not personal. It's just business, as Michael Corleone said in The Godfather. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. When you search what people are watching on TV, it's football, football, and more football. Number one, Sunday Night Football, followed by Monday Night Football, and then it was Thursday Night Football. You get the idea. So with that being said, I'll be keeping up with the Cowboys in training camp starting next week in Oxnard. Team reporting to Southern California next Wednesday. So much in the air right now for Dallas. But like I always say, it's the circus that is the Dallas Cowboys. Here we are halfway through the month of July, which gets us another day closer to the start of a new college football season. First handful of games coming up just over a month from now, including SMU when they travel to Nevada. Mustangs playing in their new conference in the ACC. Their football media days take place next week in Charlotte, North Carolina. Curious to see how the Ponies do playing in a Power 5 conference. That's your Friday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
Brought to you by carsforkids.org.
Carsforkids.org. Right off the car, not the kid. Donate your old vehicle to carsforkids.org to make a difference in the lives of kids. Towing is free. Carsforkids.org. Right off the car, not the kid.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
DFW's only FM news, talk, traffic, and weather station. News Talk 820, WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. So we're going to play Name That Artist. And this is a chance to win 4 tickets to see the Rangers game on Tuesday. It's a 7 o'clock game. They're playing against the White Sox. First 29,000 fans that get into the field get an Adolis Garcia replica World Series ring presented by SeatGeek. And if you want a chance to win that right now, call in 800-288-9227. 800-288-9227. All right, I'm going to play this montage. Get your phones out, get a notepad open, and start typing in the artist to each one of these 10 songs.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk?
I've been walking these streets so long, singing the same old song. I know all there is to know about the crying game. Fortunately, you have got someone who relies on you. I do believe in you, and I know you believe.
All right, that's a tough one, man. That's your montage for Name That Artist. If you think you can name all 10 of those or anything close to it on a day like today, and you want to go to the Rangers game coming up on Tuesday, 800-288-9227. 800-288-9227. And, dude, so Bruce made this one. I made the one last week. And it cracks me up because he's like, I don't want to make it too easy. What do you care? We get paid the same whether or not somebody wins. It's not like we get to keep the tickets if you can stump the dude. Just cracks me up. Yeah, we don't want to ruin the good name of Name That Artist, a game show that we just invented on our own. So 800-288-9227. And also he said I have to play the montage twice because I talked over it in the last segment and that wouldn't be fair. So listen, there's a lot of sportsmanship in Name That Artist. Let's do the montage one more time for Name That Artist. Can you name these 10 songs or artists or whatever?
What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk?
I've been walking these streets so long, singing the same old song. I know all there is to know about the crying. Fortunately, you have got someone who relies on you. I do believe in you, and I know you believe in me. Oh, yeah. Tried to make me go to rehab. I said no, no, no.
Everybody wants you. Everybody wants your love. I just like to make you mine, oh mine.
That there is something about you, baby, so right. I wouldn't be without you, baby, tonight.
Dude, I think the CrowdStrike technical issues are hitting our soundboard. We had like 20 people call in, hang on. And from my point of view, I don't see what they say to Garrett. I see a hang on. They're like, I've been on hold for 23 seconds. This is BS. And I guess they just hang up. I don't know what the turnover was. It was cracking me up, though. All right, I think we got a contestant here. Jackie in Midlothian, you ready for Name That Artist? Jackie? Jackie, I'm going to need you to turn off that radio.
Hello?
Yeah, turn off your radio.
Okay, turn off the radio, Ethan.
You're on the air.
Okay,
We're going to play Name That Artist. You got your list?
I'm ready.
All right, let's hear the list.
Okay, now it may not be in order, but I've got them ready. Will that work?
Yeah, I'll be pretty generous on this one. Go ahead.
Well, I appreciate that. Okay, Black Eyed Peas.
There was a Black Eyed Pea in there?
Yeah. Glenn Campbell.
Yes.
Gloria Gaynor.
No, there was not a Gloria Gaynor in there.
Oh, no.
Well, what do I
Keep going?
Yeah, keep going. Let's see how close you can get. If you just missed Gloria Gaynor, I'll.
Well, I appreciate you. Okay.
Well, look, now 28 people have called back, and the phones are full again. All right, go ahead.
Thank you. Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Well done. I missed that one. I missed the Terrence Trent D'Arby one.
All right. Chicago.
Yes.
Debbie Gibson.
Yeah.
PC and the Sunshine Band.
Yes.
Amy Weinstein.
Winehouse, but yes.
White House, sorry. And BU40.
UB40, no. That was level 42, so it's pretty damn close.
Yeah, we were in the decade, right?
Yeah, so the other one is Yvonne Elliman, the one that was from Saturday Night Fever. I missed that one, too.
Lon Elliman. Oh,
Yvonne
yeah.
Elliman.
Oh.
Other than that, screw that. That was good enough. And my book, you win. That's all it takes. And Jackie in Midlothian wins Name That Artist, which gets her 4 tickets to see the Texas Rangers game coming up on Tuesday. It's a 7 p.m. game against the Chicago White Sox. If you want to go to TexasRangers.com. And it might be a pretty good deal because the first 29,000 fans get an Adolis Garcia replica World Series ring presented by SeatGeek. Now, just remember that, Jackie, you're not guaranteed the rings. You still have to get there early before they run out if you want to try and get your hands on those. And plus, if I'm not mistaken, this is the package that comes with the parking too, which is just as valuable as the tickets. I mean, when it's 102 degrees outside and you have to walk half a mile from your parking lot to the stadium, you'll appreciate good parking passes. All right, let's stop, take a break. When we come back, we'll get back to RNC talk because I think the coast is clear, barring some big major October surprise. After what we saw this week, I don't see how the Republicans lose in November. Tell me I'm wrong. 800-288-9227, 800-288-9227. This is the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. Next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
Judge dismissed the classified documents case,
choosing Ohio Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate.
News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. I've competed in more than 25 triathlons, but what really gets my heart pumping is helping fellow Texans injured in accidents. I'll go the distance for you. Get your free case review at willhitewins.com.
Prior results do not guarantee similar outcome.
It's the Mesquite Gun Show this weekend only. Hundreds of tables of guns, knives, ammo, and shooting supplies. Call 817-732-1194 or go to mesquitegunshow.com. It's the Mesquite Gun Show at the Mesquite Convention Center. Don't miss this show.
Hey, are you feeling the impact of the recent changes in the timeshare industry? Well, my friends at Lone Star Transfer, they are the only company I trust to help you. Now, they have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, and they have thousands of 5-star reviews. Now, their customer service is their top priority. Now, for a free consultation and a guaranteed solution, call now at 833-594-0075. That's 833-594-0075. On the web, it's LoneStarTransfer1word.com.
You've got enough to deal with every day. So when you're shopping for a car, make it easy and shop online at FreemanToyota.com. Hello, this is Dane Miner, General Manager of Freeman Toyota. At FreemanToyota.com, we make internet shopping easy, informative, and best of all, hassle-free. FreemanToyota.com will save you time and money. Everything you need to make an informed decision is right there. Shop online at FreemanToyota.com and get a price up front. We'll even appraise your vehicle based on your description, and we'll give you the best financing options available. We can even deliver the car and the paperwork right to your home or office without you ever stepping foot in the dealership. Basically, no surprises, total transparency, and you're going to love it. In fact, even though it's on the internet, Freeman Toyota is making it a personal experience. If you have questions, you'll get real responses from real people who understand what real service is all about. So log on to FreemanToyota.com today and discover a better way to buy a car.
Hey, if you're struggling to lose weight, I have some good news for you. It's called RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 works on your belly, hips, and thighs, attacking unhealthy fat and helping you lose up to 20 pounds in a month. It's safe for men and women. It's not a stimulant, so it won't make you feel nervous or jittery. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and the only place you can get it is Red Mountain Weight Loss. Lose 20 pounds by this time next month with the medical experts you can trust at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Just go to redmountainweightloss.com.
Okay, so you want to redo your office, and you need a little help. This is where Offco Office Furniture comes into play, and I'm Hal J. For all my friends at Offco Office Furniture, 200 West Rosedale, just across from the Medical District in Fort Worth. They got it all for you right there under a 30,000 square foot showroom. That's right. Call Mark or Larry. Give them a call at 817-877-0708. They're also online at offcoinc.com. Be sure and tell them Hal J said to call.
Still have a couple of crashes on southbound 35W. One has you forced to exit at Northeast 28th Street. That's causing about a half-hour jam from North Loop 820. There's also a wreck southbound 35W at Berry Street, blocking 3 right lanes. You're bumper-to-bumper there, back from 121. We have a new crash in Fort Worth, 30 westbound at Cherry Lane. Already have a half-hour delay built up from Bryant Irvin. Also a new crash in Irving, westbound 114 at Hidden Ridge Northwest Highway. Look out for extra brake lights around Rochelle Boulevard. Dallas, there's a new crash crash eastbound 635 at the DNT. That's about a 15-minute delay from Webb Chapel. Also have a new wreck in Garland, northbound 635 at Northwest Highway. About 10 minutes of extra stop and go here from Centerville Ferguson. And there's about 45 minutes of extra stop and go heading to Rockwall on 30 eastbound. You have a crash just before Horizon Village causing a jam all the way back from Bobtown Road. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
Brought to you by the law offices of Thomas J. Henry.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, more than 5,000 people died in workplace accidents in 2019 alone. Thomas J. Henry handles serious workplace accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. Visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome back to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. The RNC is done. All eyes are now looking forward, supposedly, to the DNC, but I don't think that's going to be the next big event that happens in this election cycle. The rumors are flying so hard and fast that Joe Biden may be stepping down as soon as this weekend that I think we're going to have another just weird variable we have never seen in a presidential election cycle before, put on top of this already weird metastasized tumor that we call an election. What are you seeing out there? 800-288-9227. What did you think of Trump's speech? What did you think of the RNC? What do you think of the coverage of the RNC? Let's ask Kevin. Kevin, you're on the James Show on WBAP. What do you think?
Hello, James Show. Hey, I'm going to address the fist bump deal. I played college football.
Wait, are you talking about the caller from earlier? She said the fist bump from Trump bothered her because it put Secret Service in danger and was defiant and whatever. Right.
Yes. So I played college football. I was carted off the field at one time, and I raised my hand, thumbs up, and all that because I was letting everybody know, hey, I'm okay. I'm not dead. It's amazing how people don't understand. The other thing I want to make a point of is I was a victim of a home invasion back when I lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And my wife and I were taken by 3 masked gunmen, and that was a 28-minute experience that I don't wish on anybody, but people said, well, what do you do? What do you think? I said, well, you don't know until you experience that stuff. So I've heard people say, well, Donald Trump did this and they did that. Until you're in that kind of a life-threatening situation, you're not going to have a clue how you react.
You know what? I kind of had that feeling too. I don't like to beat up my callers, especially if I have someone from Team Blue calling in. I want other people from Team Blue to hear that if they call in, they're going to get a fair shot, and I'm not going to beat them up, and I'm not going to elbow them in the throat, rhetorically speaking. And so they get a little extra grace. But I was thinking what you just said, Kevin, and I was also thinking, you guys have a problem with the fist bump? Like BLM runs around with their fists up in the air all the time. Socialism has the little fist icon. This is the first time y'all don't like the fist being pumped in the air. Black nationalists do the fist. The guys that were protesting at the Olympics did the fist. All these fists are okay until this guy does it. Don't believe it. Sounds like you just don't like Trump.
Well, it's just like, think about it. Where's the call for gun violence? I haven't heard a word about that this week, have we? And, I wish I'd have served in the military. My family did. And, I miss that. But seriously, PTSD and all that stuff, you don't know how you're going to react until you've actually experienced it. Until it's a death, you're facing death. You don't know how you're going to do it.
Right. He just got shot.
We were lucky to still be alive.
Right. A bullet just bounced off his skull. How come you haven't done the full nuance of thought before the rest of your actions? Like he's not under duress in that situation. No, you're absolutely right. Look, these people, though, what you heard isn't a person who is just so filled with hatred for Trump that they can't think of anything else. They've been trained that this guy is so bad, and they're having an issue. They're having a cognitive dissonance, dealing with. I'm told this guy is horrible in all things. I'm told that he's Hitler, and everybody else is saying positive things about this. How do they They're trying to rationalize it out in their head. I'm not crazy, am I? Or no, it's not me. It's right, and so that's why some of their explanations for this sound like they're grasping at straws, because they are grasping at straws. It's
just like the pats on his ear. I mean, come on, seriously. We wore masks for how long for a stupid reason, but a pat's on the ear for the most vascular part of your body that
right.
bleeds.
See, now
it's only been like 3 days.
Right now we're rolling into the territory that it makes me feel like we're talking about sports, where everything the Philadelphia Eagles do sucks and everything the Cowboys do is fantastic, and Micah Parsons sure is better than that slop you have on your defensive line. And we don't mean that when we say it. We don't really think Philadelphia fans are better or worse or have inherent traits that render them better or worse than anybody else. We're just having fun talking trash. But when you bring that same attitude into politics, that's nasty, because now we're talking about how we're going to run the country and who's going to hold all these very important reins of power. And no one's ever ended up getting assassinated from someone who wanted to take out your quarterback. As much as we talk trash about Patrick Mahomes or whoever else we're playing up against, no one's going to shoot him. Thank you very much for your call. Barbara in Sulphur Springs, you're on the James Shaw on WBAP. What do you think?
Well, I watched all 4 nights of the convention. I thought it was absolutely awesome. I am a Trump supporter. And what I wanted to tell you is, or suggest to you, that I like very much what you're saying about how good everything was and how we've got it one hands down. People will get complacent. You need to also add that people must go vote, because that's what the Democrats do all the time. They tell their people to go vote, and we don't do that very much, and they need to vote early.
Yeah, Barbara, this might be something you don't like about me. I don't tell people to go vote. If you don't know to go vote, I don't want to encourage you to go vote. If you were on the fence about voting, I don't want you to go vote. Don't go vote. Don't fight me before you go vote. I know it sounds backwards, but it has been my observation that the bane of my existence is voters who go out there and at the last minute decide I'm going to go vote, even though they don't know what the hell's going on. And so if you're a WBAP listener and you're informed and you know what's going on and you know who your congressional representative is and you can name all of these people, you go vote. But I don't like the idea of just encouraging any old Tom, Dick, and Harry out there to go vote, because if you're not informed, your vote is not just worthless, it's harmful. And my life has been impacted by poor voting decisions more so than anybody else, more so than irresponsible gun owners or irresponsible property owners or bad drivers or any of that. The reason why a 30-year check is gone before you even get it is because of policies that are put in place by people who are supposed to be held accountable by voters. But it's been my observation that these people that barely get to vote, like get encouraged, these are like the Siegel issue voters who they don't care if there's a $2 trillion deficit that's crushing our currency. Can I abort a baby? That's all. That I don't want to encourage dumb people to vote. So no, I'm not a get out the vote guy. And also I'm very libertarian. I'm not a big fan of the Republicans. Yes, the Democrats are worse. But I'm not so enthusiastic about telling people to go support a party that brought you $1 trillion deficits as well. Both parties are bringing you $1 trillion deficits. Both parties are the reason why when I went to McDonald's a couple days ago, it was $12 for a number 4.
Yeah, don't you think we always vote for the lesser of two evils?
Stop doing that. Yeah, and exactly. And if you're going, if that's the reason you're voting, don't vote. Don't vote for the lesser of two evils. Stop it. We've got to stop it. And look, I know what Republicans are going to tell me. Well, right now, a vote for Joe Biden, or if you don't vote for Trump, it's a vote for Biden. Or all right, fine. After this election, can we all agree to nominate a guy who wants to balance the budget? And if you don't, then I'm not supporting your guy. If you're not supporting a guy who wants to limit government, my God, at least stop it, if not make it smaller. Stop the growth, if not make it smaller. You do not have my support. I am not a guaranteed vote for Team Blue or Team Red. I'm a guaranteed vote for, can we get this government a little bit smaller? And if neither party wants to do that, then I don't support either party. Both parties are pro-growth, and I'm not. So I don't expect me to be too enthusiastic on that side of the aisle, even though if I sound like, I'm on your team because I'm so good at breaking down Democrats, I'm really soured toward Republicans too.
Well, I don't really consider myself a Republican. I'm a registered Republican, but I consider myself a conservative. And you don't think that he will try and balance the budget and make government smaller?
No. Well, it's not
the things that he's doing.
He had 4 years and he didn't. So I mean,
but for 4 years he fought the constant onslaught of the fake Russia, and all that crap.
Well, that's
and I really think that hindered a lot of things that he wanted to get done.
Right. That's the explanation on why not, but he still didn't. He still signed those nasty omnibus bills. He still signed the shutdown compromises, and he still, when COVID came around, he authorized like $3 trillion in deficit spending on money that we didn't have. So look, of course he's better than Biden. Biden's a human Roomba that's half socialist anyway. But in the next election cycle in 2028, Republicans, I want you to come to me with a better candidate and try and make a case then. 800-288-9227. This is the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text LION to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text LION to 42424. That's LION to 42424.
Men over 45. Do you have a frequent, urgent need to urinate or a weak flow? Do you suffer from an enlarged prostate or BPH? Know your options. If BPH medications are bothering you, or you're worried about invasive surgery, ask about the Urolift system. The Urolift system is an outpatient, minimally invasive procedure. It reopens the channel with no cutting and provides rapid symptom relief with no new, sustained erectile or ejaculatory dysfunction, as shown in a clinical study. Go to urolift.com and click on Find a Physician for a doctor near you. Urolift.com. UROLIFT.com. Most common side effects are temporary and can include discomfort when urinating, urgency, inability to control the urge, pelvic pain, and some blood in the urine. Rare side effects, including bleeding and infection, may lead to a serious outcome and may require intervention. If you suffer from symptoms of an enlarged prostate or BPH, the Urolift system is a proven alternative to BPH medication or invasive surgery. Visit urolift.com and click on Find a Physician to speak to a doctor to see if you're a candidate for the Urolift system.
Ready to trade screen time for family time? Boating is the perfect escape, and it's more accessible than you think. Trade screens for smiles at the Dallas Boat Show, Dallas Market Hall, July 18th through the 21st, and discover family-friendly experiences that beat any app. Visit DallasBoatShow.com to start making memories.
We're here at Genesis of Plano, part of the Huffines Auto family, for their 100th year of serving DFW and asking customers to sing the Huffines jingle. Today's guest, Abigail.
Huffines has it.
So, what was the it for you?
Time is very precious to me. The whole experience was quick and easy.
And when you visit Genesis of Plano, get low APR financing on new G70s and award-winning customer service. Start at genesisofplano.com. Let's cue the jingle.
Are your feet stopping you from being active and making it difficult to get healthier? Trade in your bad feet and start the new year with good feet and get healthy in 2024. Wouldn't it be nice to work, walk, and play pain-free again?
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP AM, Fort Worth, Dallas. 93.3 WBAP FM, Haltom City, Dallas. And 99.5 KPLX FM HD2, Fort Worth, Dallas.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus media station.
Trending now.
Growing calls for a change at the top of the Secret Service. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
635 northbound at Northwest Highway, a wreck slowing you back to Oates, a 20-minute backup there. Then 635 eastbound at the tollway, that one's still hanging out in the right lane. Newman and Richardson, 75 southbound at Renner Road. That crash looks like backing things up to Park Boulevard. Out of closure in Fort Worth, I-35W southbound is shut down at Northeast 28th Street for police activity. I-30 westbound at Cherry Lane in Fort Worth, that wreck slowing you back to Bryan Irvin. WBAP's First Traffic on the Ones. I'm Monty Cook.
Why do so many Texans love classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
For WBAP, I'm WFAA meteorologist Jesse Hawila. Mostly clear skies tonight with a low of 75. Slight chance for a shower or storm Saturday afternoon, otherwise mostly sunny with a high of 97. Then a better chance for showers and storms on Sunday, partly sunny with a high of only 90.
91 degrees in Dallas, 93 in Fort Worth. This news brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm. The Secret Service facing scrutiny after an attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Senator Tom Cotton called for a change in leadership at the Secret Service while speaking to Fox.
There does have to be accountability at the top of the Secret Service, and there needs to be new leadership that will establish a new culture inside.
Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle is expected to comply with a subpoena to appear Monday before the House Oversight Committee as Congress begins to probe the security failures that took place at former President Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania. President Joe Biden taking a break from campaigning as he recovers from COVID-19, even as more Democratic lawmakers voice opposition to his re-election bid. Fox's Edward Lawrence with more.
President Biden speaks, saying, "I look forward to getting back on the campaign trail next week to continue exposing the threat of Donald Trump's Project 2025 agenda while making the case for my own record and the vision that I have for America, one where we save our democracy, protect our rights and freedoms, and create opportunity for everyone." Still, New Mexico Senator Martin Heinrich says in a statement, "We must defeat him," talking to former President Trump, "in November, and we need a candidate that can do that." 31 other Democrats saying that Biden cannot beat Trump, something Republicans have been saying for a while.
With the Republican National Convention in the books, the future of the Democratic ticket remains uncertain ahead of their party's convention in Chicago next month. Your Money News: thousands of passengers at Dallas Love Field and DFW Airport are rearranging travel plans and vacations after a software update forced flights to be grounded worldwide. The delayed and canceled flights have forced travelers to stay the night or even find another airport to get home.
We're tired, we're exhausted. We've been in the same clothes now for 2 days.
Me and my wife and 2 kids, and we went back to visit family in Pittsburgh, just stuck for a few days.
And then I'll catch a flight from Odessa back out to California.
Some airlines are offering free hotel stays for stranded travelers. However, many are not, which leaves travelers holding the bag. The Dow closing down 377 points, NASDAQ down 144, the S&P 500 down by 40. Again, the low tonight 72. It is 91 in Dallas, 93 in Fort Worth. This news also brought to you by Novak Motors. Check back several times a day and keep connected DFW for the latest on the assassination attempt on former President Trump. I'm Eric Bushman, News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Wilhite Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to WilhiteWins.com.
That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. The weekend begins in 1 hour. This is the last little serious part of your work week, and really, it ain't going to be that serious. Who are we kidding? My next guest coming back, Dr. Cal Jillson. He's a professor of political science at SMU. Welcome back, Dr. Cal Jillson. As someone who is more studied in political science than the rest of us, what's your takeaway from the RNC?
I think that the Republican Party has a lot of momentum, and the assassination attempt on Donald Trump just days before that convention really galvanized the meeting and created more unity than was already there, and allowed it to go very smoothly and to focus on the issues that Republicans believe Democrats are most vulnerable on, like immigration. So I think the Republicans are in good shape as you head into these last 4 months of the election.
Well, tell me what you think about these rumors that Biden's supposed to step down. Now, we've heard the rumors that he's going to be stepping down for a while now, but some people or a few people are pointing at this weekend. This seems like uncharted territory. What are you expecting, Cal?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think the first thing to say is there's no example in American history going all the way back of a nominee of either of the major parties having won the nomination, and then that person's party leadership and elected officials deciding, well, I don't think he can win, so maybe we should change him out. That is remarkable in itself, because in every presidential election, one party or the other is behind, and there is doubt about whether that party can win, but no party has ever swapped out their candidate after the primaries like this. So I have said for quite a while that I didn't expect Biden to step down, because he was adamant about the fact that he had won the delegates, the nomination was his. But there really has been building against him, beginning with some elected members of Congress, now both House and Senate. But what people really look at is Obama and former Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the current leaders Schumer and Jeffries in the House Speaker. All of them have reservations about whether Biden can win and are sort of nudging him to recognize that and decide himself to step down. Now, whether he does that over the weekend, certainly this COVID hiatus gives him time to think about it. He might come to that conclusion, but he might say, to hell with you guys, this is my nomination. I'm gonna run it out.
Yeah, because I don't see any process for this, Cal. I see he either voluntarily steps out or nothing. Like, they can't make him leave, can they?
No, they really can't make him leave. And so it really is that Biden has to decide that his position within the party is untenable, and then he has to decide that Kamala Harris is his heir apparent and endorse her, and then try to move to her all of the money, cash on hand, that the Biden Harris team has put together, as well as their campaign organization. You know, all the people who are working for the Biden campaign have to be brought quickly on, smoothly on, to any Harris campaign, and Biden has to stay closely enough involved to help that happen, all the way down into to get out the vote apparatus in the swing state. So it's not just that Biden would opt out and Harris would step up. All of the infrastructure has to be transitioned to Harris's team, and that's hard. Very hard.
Here's another thing that's weird about this situation, Cal, is we saw Walter Mondale walk face first into a 49-state landslide, and he never had to step down. He he wasn't doing well in the polls ever. It was kind of known that he didn't have a snowball's chance in hell, and they stuck with him. And Joe Biden's actually polling better. He doesn't look like he's going to lose 49 states. So what's the big difference between Biden and Mondale? Is it just the mental decline?
Well, I think that's a big part of it, because Republicans had been pointing for a long time to evidence of physical and mental decline. Democrats had denied most of it, saying, he doesn't walk the way he used to, but he's still very sharp. And then that debate took place, and that was a shocking thing to see. The first 10 minutes of that debate shook everyone, Republicans and Democrats, and shook a lot of Democrat confidence, because Walter Mondale, when he walked into his 49-state defeat, was at the height of his powers. He was well known within his party, well liked by a good chunk of his party, but people thought there was no one better positioned, and he would do the best he could. And that's what I said to begin this, which is there's no example in American history of a party doing this, much less doing it successfully and having it turn out right for them. So I think that Democrats are in a very difficult position, and Republicans are in a relatively strong position. But I will say that if Democrats were able to pull off a switch to Harris, that's all that could be done smoothly. there would be a surge of energy. Whether it would be anything equivalent to what happened among Republicans in the wake of the assassination attempt is unlikely, certainly hard to say, but there would be a rallying around what Democrats would take to be new possibilities, and it's hard to tell how far that would go.
Well, we might find out this weekend. Cal Jilson, if he steps down, we'll have to have you back on.
All right, buddy.
All right, thank you very much. Cal Jilson from SMU, political analyst on The James Show. When we come back, I'm going to float you some more highlights, a little bit from the RNC, but more from the coverage after the RNC, because it's Friday and we're going to laugh at these people, and that's just what we do. You're welcome to join the conversation, 800-288-9227, 800-288-9227. This is The James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Have you heard the news today?
I took the 10 worst presidents in the history of the United States, added them up. They will not have done the damage that Biden has done.
It's just such an honor to be on the ticket with him. It's such an honor.
The FBI is investigating the shooter and whether he acted alone or was in concert with anyone.
There is a big push for Cheeto to quit.
Don't miss a thing. Stay connected for whatever's next.
News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Lakefront living on a private peninsula on the shores of Bodark Lake. Over a mile of pristine shoreline, perfect for living the lakefront lifestyle you've always dreamed of. An easy drive north from Dallas to the newest fully recreational lake in Texas in over 30 years. Saturday, July 27th, the final 17 magnificent lakefront estate properties are being released in our newest gated lakefront community. Bodark Lakefront living at its finest from only $399.9. Bodark Lake will be uncrowded with limited public access, but private lakefront landowners have unlimited access. Call 888-608-LAKE, 888-608-LAKE, or visit 888-608-LAKE.com. Don't miss out on one of the best lakefront buying opportunities, especially this close to Dallas. Come see what all the excitement is about Saturday, July 27th. Call 888-608-LAKE and be one of the fortunate few to own lakefront Bodark Lake. 888-608-LAKE or visit 888-608-LAKE.com.
This is Alex Toline, Certified Private Wealth Advisor with McGowan Group Wealth Management. We love our clients, and I invite you to upgrade your plan with a Forbes Best in Texas Wealth Manager, McGowan Group Wealth Management.
This is Spencer McGowan, founder, president, McGowan Group Wealth Management, a team of 10 professionals, the team that cares. This is the team that you want on your side. I invite you to come down to the Crescent or set your time for a Zoom call with a team that can take you into the next decade with professional management, high cash flow, and performance tracking that you just can't get anywhere else. NetworthRadio.com and themcgowangroup.com. Find us there. Set your time for your office tour. Just go to networthradio.com. You can contact us there. We look forward to helping you and your family in the decade ahead.
Shane again with Mullen & Mullen Injury Law Firm. We're your best option. We come to you, find the care you need, keep you informed, and we have the lowest pre-suit fees in the industry. Call me for a free consultation, 214-INJURED, mullenandmullen.com. No recovery, no expense or fees. Been that way since '83.
Sell your home stress-free this summer with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Skip the hassle of a traditional home sale while receiving the strongest cash offer in the industry. Hi, it's Ernie. I'm here with my friend Mark Spain. Mark, how does the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate eliminate all the stress for the home seller?
Well, selling your home through a traditional way is very stressful because you have costly repairs, you have home inspections, you have appraisals, you have a lot of things that add stress to an already stressful situation. With the guaranteed offer, there are no repairs, there's no showings, there's no lot boxes. It's real simple. We bring you a strong cash offer. You can close in as little as 21 days and move when you want to, on your time.
Thanks to the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can skip the hassle of a traditional home sale and move when you're ready. Go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer will be. There's no obligation. That's markspain.com. And start packing.
When I saw the aggressive letter from the IRS, the panic started. $87,000, where will I come up with that? I couldn't afford the taxes in the first place. This will destroy me. These are things we commonly hear from our clients. Hi, I'm Dallas tax attorney Nick Namath with the law offices of Nick Namath. When the IRS comes after you, it can be devastating. We also hear the IRS put a lien on my house, took my paycheck, froze my bank account, said I was going to jail. If you're facing IRS wage levies, tax liens, unfiled returns, or past due taxes owed, the last thing you want to do is face the IRS alone. For over 20 years, I've been helping individuals and businesses in Texas stand up to the IRS and sometimes even drastically reduce what's owed. You deserve the help of an experienced local tax attorney, not some out-of-town, non-attorney tax resolution firm. Call Nick Namath, the DFW tax attorney, for a free confidential consultation at 972-484-0TAX or go to myiRSteam.com.
It's the Mesquite Gun Show this weekend only. Hundreds of tables of guns, knives, ammo, and shooting supplies. Call 817-732-1194 or go to mesquitegunshow.com. It's the Mesquite Gun Show at the Mesquite Convention Center. Don't miss this show.
Hi, Jerry Reynolds for Freeman Hyundai in Irving during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Purchase a new 2024 Hyundai Tucson and get 1.99% APR for up to 60 months. You get Hyundai Assurance featuring America's best warranty, 10 years or 100,000 miles on the powertrain. Check it all out at FreemanHyundai.com. Low prices, no surprises. Every day, that's Freeman Hyundai in Irving, 183 in Carl Road with approved credit through Hyundai Motor Finance. See dealer for details.
Still seeing those delays on I-30 westbound. It looks like the problem spot before 635 may have cleared out, but still rolling pretty slow through that stretch. Also got the problem spot on 635 northbound at Northwest Highway. That one's still slowing you back to Oates. 635 eastbound at the Dallas North Tollway, the right lane blocked for a crash. That's heavy back to Webb Chapel. And 75 southbound at Renner Road, you've got one slowing you back to Park Boulevard. Still a closure in Fort Worth. I-35W southbound is shut down at Northeast 28th Street for police activity. 30-minute back up there to North Loop 820. And I-30 westbound at Cherry Lane. That crashed backing things up to Bryant Irvin. With WBAP's First Traffic, I'm Monty Cook.
This report is sponsored by Total Wine & More. Always find what you love at Total Wine & More. With so many bottles at the lowest prices in 30 years, it's easy to find your favorite Cabernet or a new single-barrel bourbon to try. Find what you love and love what you find. Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
Brought to you by CarsForKids.org.
CarsForKids.org, the best vehicle donation program that takes kids from surviving to thriving. Donate your old vehicle to CarsForKids.org. It's so easy and pickup is free. Plus, you'll receive a $50 Visa gift card. CarsForKids.org. Right off the car, not the kid.
News and talk is in our name. News Talk 820, WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome. This is the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. You know, as if we're not just surrounded by nostalgia, there's a new Star Wars series that came out this summer, a new movie Dune came out, a new Transformers came out. I heard they're making a Happy Gilmore 2. And then I turn on the RNC, and who's is that? Hulk Hogan? From my childhood, Hulk Hogan is speaking at the RNC. This isn't Idiocracy. This is the RNC. Okay, well, what did the Holster have to say? Let's hear some of this.
You know something? When I came here tonight, there was so much energy in this room. I felt maybe I was in Madison Square Garden getting ready to win another world title. Or maybe I thought the vibe was so intense. The energy was so crazy, it felt like maybe I was going to press that no-good, stinky giant over my head and slam him through the mat, brother. But what I found out was I was in a room full of real Americans, brother.
See this hate speech? Isn't this hateful? Isn't this scary and dark?
At the end of the day, with our leader up there, my hero, that gladiator, we're going to bring America back together. One real American at a time, brother.
Look, now this is comical because this is so uplifting. It's over the top. We have Hulk Hogan telling you you're a great American on stage. And what was Joe Biden's response to this? Well, after the dark performance that we saw at the Republican National Convention tonight, they're playing the Omen theme in the background just for fun. They're just like, after seeing that and all the hate monger and Nazis at the Republican National Convention, you either have to vote for Democrats or your life is going to be over. They're going to control all the uteruses. They're going to put gluten in everything. And not going to wear a mask. Anyway, fun with that. So that was Hulk Hogan. Oh, and then he did the old "What you gonna do?" Hulk Hogan line at the end, which is
so all you criminals, all you lowlifes, all you scumbags, all you drug dealers, and all you crooked politicians need to answer one question, brother. What you gonna do when Donald Trump and all the Trumpomaniacs run wild on you, brother?
Like, hang on a second.
God bless you.
He's threatening scumbags and lowlifes and criminals. I take personal offense to that. That's so dark. How can you take offense to that, you bunch of babies? Harold, Indicator, you're next up on WBAP. What do you think, sir? Harold, you with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead. You're on the air.
Well, I like what Hulk was saying about Trump mania and how we got to get things back together. Rush used to say, you can't work with the Democrats, you got to defeat them. And it was words of wisdom from years ago that even today, they lie, they cheat. It's a constant.
Well, hang on. I want you to delineate here between the big R, big D, little d. Because my impression, listening to Rush all those years, is when he would say things like that, he was talking about people in Congress when there's a government shutdown or some other face-off or repeal of Obamacare. You've got to beat them. But out here in the real world, because you're a little R Republican, if you're talking to a little D Democrat, you do not want to just beat them and pummel them into the dirt. You want to convert them. You want to seem appealing to them. You want to present something that they would like to convert into. So you can't come out and like, we're just going to beat you into the ground, because you have a tendency to calcify them into their position. But remember, most Republicans are former Democrats. Most people start out liberal and they eventually, life lessons and just learning and reading a little bit more about what's going on in the world around you, you drift toward the right as you get older. You want to encourage more drifting. You don't want to push them back to the left. So I'm not saying you're wrong, and I'm not saying you're quoting Rush wrong. My interpretation of that, though, means two very different things, because I think we should be super nice to the small D Democrats. I think we should be deferential to the point to where any third party who's on the fence looking would know that we're the nice guy and they're the hateful ones. They're the ones running around calling people Nazis and Hitler. We don't call their candidates Hitler. No one calls Joe Biden Hitler. No one calls Kamala Harris Hitler, or Rachel Maddow for that matter. So yeah, but don't be so anti-Democrat and team oriented that you miss the chance to convert some of these people, because that's how we get the real change fast.
I don't believe you can change them. I believe that they are indoctrinated and they're in a cult.
Okay, some of them are, but most Republican voters are converted Democrats. Not only is it possible, that's the norm for them to be converted. Now, a Rosie O'Donnell is, when they're like 50, 60, and they've been calcified in their position for decades, you're not changing their mind. But younger people, absolutely. Not only can you change their mind, most of them are going to have their minds changed. So let's try and speed up that process.
If we can shut up the talking heads on the left, we're going to do great. But with their rhetoric and their bull, you know what I'm saying?
Stool, we got you.
Yeah.
No.
How are we gonna get to mom and pop that's listening to CNN every day?
All right. Now there's not going to be a way for me to say this without sounding self-serving, but I would say the first thing you can do is support the few platforms that we have that aren't antithetical to what you believe, Harold. So number one, make sure WBAP is doing good. Number two, make sure I can keep my job, because you don't know if they're going to replace me with someone who feels the same way. So look, it's tiny little things. If you need a new roof, call Paradigm Roofing. If you're buying a new house, call Bob Lavelle. I don't know. It sounds really self-serving, but that's what you can do. There's not a whole lot you can do, Harold. You don't control the hiring at MSNBC or CNN, so you're not accountable for that. But you do have tiny little levers of power with every dollar you spend. And so whenever we say, hey, sign up to win a prize or go to some event, or when we had the Frontiers of Flight Museum with the WeatherCon, going to these things, we're not asking much, but it's not charity. You're going to get a good service in return. You're either going to get a good experience going to one of our station events, or you're going to get a good roof from Paradigm Roofing, or you're going to get your joints fixed from QC Kinetics, or whatever it is. Or, if you got to get that dumb car out of the front yard, I don't know who you would call. If you listen to this stage, could be anybody.
I want to say thank the Lord that Trump is still alive.
Amen. I hear that.
Amen.
Good call. It's a good one to end on, too. And I know there's about 28 people yelling, junk for joy, at the radio at my last joke. 800-288-9227. 800-288-9227. Coming up next, we're going to talk to a cybersecurity guru about what the heck's going on with all our computers today. It's The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Do your dress shoes, casual shoes, boots, and even your sneakers hurt? Are you starting to wonder, isn't there any shoe out there that will get rid of my foot pain? Maybe you don't need a better shoe. Maybe you need better support in your shoes. That's where the Good Feet store can help.
When I went to the doctor and got diagnosed with plantar fasciitis, he told me that I could only wear sneakers. So there went all my summer collection of shoes and all my dress shoes I couldn't wear. It was just too painful, too much foot pain every day. I wanted to take off my shoes as soon as I got home every day, but as soon as I got my arch supports from the Good Feet store, I now am able to, I have no foot pain whatsoever, and I can wear any dress shoe that I want.
Don't just live with pain. Come see us at the Good Feet store and see how we can help. Find the closest store near you at goodfeet.com. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book an appointment for your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Or just stop in. Walk-ins are welcome.
Hey, neighbor, I saw your license plate. Welcome to Texas.
Thanks. I'm going to need a bigger mower for this lawn. Seems like everything's bigger here.
It sure is.
And we're saving up for a big pool.
Well, then you're going to need a high-yield savings account with EECU. It has a rate of 4.25% APY with no minimum balance and no monthly fees.
4.25%? That is big.
Yep. We've done our banking with EECU for years, and we added a high-yield savings account just last week. It was fast and easy to open online. Just call 800-808-4220 or go to eecu.org/earn more and open your account in under 5 minutes.
Wow. What'd you call them? EECU?
Yeah, that's right. They've been helping Texans grow their savings for over 85 years. You can't go wrong with EECU and a 4.25% APY. Plus, you can take your money out anytime you need it.
Thanks for the tip. You don't know any good fishing spots, do you?
Federally insured by NCUA. APY is annual percentage yield. All funds must be from an external source. Membership requirements and terms and conditions apply. Visit eecu.org/earn more for details.
Casey Bartholomew here, and now's the time to sell your home with Chris Waters, the proven agent to get you top dollar. News sources are saying that home prices are expected to drop going into 2025. Go with Chris Waters, and you don't have to worry about expensive repairs or upgrades. Chris Waters guarantees an offer for full market value up front on qualified homes with no required costly repairs or showings, and you can cancel at any time. That's why Chris Waters is the real estate expert I trust and recommend with the sale of my home. Judy and Ken wanted to retire as long as they could get maximum price for their home. They hired the Chris Waters team, who delivered multiple buyers with no lowball offers and closed at full asking price. Now they can afford their dream home on Lake Whitney, all thanks to Chris Waters. So call the local Texas-based agent who guarantees your home sold at full market value. Call the team I recommend, Chris Waters and Waters International Realty, at 214-689-6646. That's 214-689-6646. Or go to ChristopherWaters.com. That's Christopher Waters with 2 T's.com.
Hey, you can lose up to 15 pounds a month with semaglutide from Red Mountain Weight Loss. Hi, I'm Brad Barton. Red Mountain is the leader in medical weight loss with all the tools to speed your progress and medical solutions for side effects, too. Trust the doctors at Red Mountain to customize your plan to supercharge your semaglutide, all for less than half the price of Ozempic. They have it in stock right now, and it's ready to ship today. Just go to redmountainweightloss.com or hit pound 250 on your phone, the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250, keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station. Trending now.
Another North Texas Democrat calls for the president to step aside. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
635 northbound and northwest highway. That crash slowing you back to I-30, and that's about a 35 to 40-minute backup there. I-35E northbound at Illinois Avenue got a new wreck. It's already heavy back to Keast Boulevard. I-35W southbound at Northeast 28th Street. Finally, some good news. They cleared out the police activity. That is still rolling slow back to about Loop 820. I-30 westbound at Cherry Lane. That one's now off to the shoulder. On WBAP's First Traffic on the Ones, I'm Monty Cook.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox, got 'em. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
The WBAP forecast, mostly clear tonight, a low 72 degrees, 91 right now in Dallas, 92 in Fort Worth. Congressman Mark Vesey of Fort Worth is joining several other Democrats calling for President Joe Biden to step down as the party's nominee for president.
In this letter, Vesey joins representatives from Illinois, Wisconsin, and California, calling on Biden to pass the torch in the face of widespread public concern about age and fitness. They refer to younger Democrat leaders led by Vice President Kamala Harris, but they stopped short of endorsing her. Other Texas Democrats like Jasmine Crockett and Al Green still backing Biden, suggesting a step down former HUD Secretary Julian Castro and Senator Lloyd Doggett. Colin Allred, Joaquin Castro, and Henry Cuellar not publicly stating position so far. Biden's campaign chair again says Biden is staying in the race. Kimberly James, WBAP News.
Your money news, a global technology outage is back up and running, but it is slow for airports nationwide catching up after thousands of flights were grounded early this morning. DFW Airport saw significant delays. In New York City, Mayor Eric Adams explained how the city government is working to restore services.
Life-saving complaints that come through 311 or city agencies are being prioritized. Traffic signals are working and are fully operational, as is the Staten Island Ferry.
The city of Dallas says it was working this morning to quickly resolve issues. However, emergency services were not impacted. Both the city's 911 and 311 services are and were working normally. The Dow down at the closing bell, 377 points. NASDAQ off 144. The S&P 500 down by 40. Again, the low tonight around 72. It is 91 in Dallas, 92 in Fort Worth. Check back several times a day and keep connected, DFW, for the latest on the assassination attempt on former President Trump. I'm Eric Bushman, News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Well, we head into the weekend where it's the calm before the storm, and it has nothing to do with what meteorologist Brad Barton would be telling you. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. The storm I'm talking about is what could be coming out in Oxnard, California, side of the Dallas Cowboys training camp, where the team will go through their first practice next Thursday. There are more than enough distractions off the field for this team, starting with quarterback Dak Prescott in what could be his final year in Big D, because his current deal expires in 2025. Prescott wants an extension. So does wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. Those two have formed one of the best combos in the National Football League. Lamb isn't going anywhere, but I'm not sure about Prescott, where a site called Right Way Network is saying number 4 will be traded to the Los Angeles Rams, which would leave Trey Lance or Cooper Rush running the offense. And we've also got the relationship between head coach Mike McCarthy and his owner. Now, all of this goes away if the Cowboys can make a Super Bowl run, something that has evaded them for 28 years now. Super Bowl 59 will be in February at the Superdome in New Orleans. Anybody want to bet $100 on the Cowboys making it? Not me. I'm keeping the cash in my pocket. That's your Friday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
Brought to you by All Pro Foundation Repair. Separation from the soil, sheetrock cracks, or sticking doors, those are signs of foundation problems, and they don't get better on their own. So call the pros at All Pro Foundation Repair today at 877-MEAN-GREEN.
All Pro Foundation Repair, the right solution for your home.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
DFW's most trusted news, talk, traffic, and weather station. News Talk 820, WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, happy Friday. It's the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Look, my day was fine. I wasn't interrupted by any of this crowd strike, technical glitches. My day coasts along just perfect, no speed bumps, nothing. However, there's a bunch of people at the airport who are not as happy about how their Friday turned out as me. Here to explain some of this, because it might be a little over our head. Matt Malone's back on. He's Director of Cybersecurity at Vistrata. Exactly what happened today, Matt? How come all these planes were grounded?
So it was kind of a ransomware attack without the ransomware. So we're always protecting against either, Mr. Burns or Homer Simpson, someone who's maniacal and evil, or someone who's just a dodo head. And
Neglect,
today
right.
Today was Homer Simpson. So what happened was a patch rolled out, and that patch was for a software that basically protects, endpoints. So it really is there to, protect against hackers. But unfortunately for this, it crashed the entire system.
So is everyone back up yet?
Well, so the process was a very manual process. My phone started going off, like you said. It was probably at 4:30 in the morning. My wife rolled over and said, "Something's going on at work, right?" I said, "Yeah." So I started hearing the messages, and from that point on, it was just go time. A lot of these customers, it was such a manual process to get it back up. That's what took so long. You had to actually manually reset the computer and turn it back on.
Did you just hit Control-Alt-Delete and reboot it, or?
No, so you actually have to delete a folder within the system. So you have to go to each system and do that over and over and over. So think about an airline who has hundreds of terminals. They have to go do that. So it was like a ransomware attack. They locked the system down, but it was unintentional.
It sounds like if it's just a oops boo-boo, that I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often.
Well, so it's kind of like if you put a satellite in space, right? If you don't do your safety checks, if you don't do your steps 1, 2, and 3, and you skip something, this can happen. So that's what happened here. Business continuity is critical. So there's two victims here. There's the people who had the service outage, so the airlines, but also the people on the other side who couldn't get their airline. They had business continuity that couldn't happen. So I had two types of customers. Ones who have done a business impact analysis, figured out, in advance, here's what we use, here's a way around it if this ever goes down. Those people had a hiccup today. The people who didn't do that business impact analysis, they were gasping for air.
Yeah, so I noticed there was a ton of airlines that were shut down, but Southwest wasn't. What were they doing? Are they just running on really old computers, like they just have a modem hooked up to a speak and spell or something?
Actually, that's kind of what it is. So they're actually not using Microsoft systems. They're using more of Linux. So yeah, they're using a little bit cheaper system.
They're on Linux. They're on straight up Linux.
Yeah.
That's very on brand for Southwest. All right, for going forward, like if you have a small business, this has to be a concern for you. These weird tech outages. Is there anything you recommend to the people listening?
Yeah, I mean, do a business impact analysis. Figure out what your critical systems are and figure out ways around it. So if you have a banking application that is critical to your business that you have to get people paid, what's your alternative if that system goes down? And if you think through that process before the incident, it's so much easier. Life becomes a little bit. It's bad, but it's not terrible.
Is that what y'all do at Vistrata?
We do. We help organizations. So I had customers who, we enacted their incident response plan. We enacted their business impact analysis, and we were able to kind of get them over the hump and get them working quicker than the people who just didn't have that at all. So it's a big differentiator.
Well, I guess this was a big busy day for you. You had a bunch of clients calling you saying, help.
It was like I said, at 4 a.m, I was laying there. It was like ding, 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 ding. The phone was just going nuts. So from that point on, it was a race. So it's calmed down a little bit now, but yeah, it's definitely. I think we're starting to see the end of it.
All right. Well, I'm glad you took some time to share with us on WBAP what the heck's going on. Matt Malone from Vistrada. Go check him out online, Vistrada. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, before we take a break, I'm going to squeeze in. This is something that I had heard before, but I had forgotten it years ago. But it is now making the rounds this week for obvious reasons. After Reagan had gotten shot in 81, here it is, 1983, and he's back on the campaign trail. He's making a speech, and a balloon pops. You'll hear like the pow. That's not another gunshot. That's the balloon popping. And then within a second, he makes a legendary joke.
Very existence and character, Berlin remains the most compelling argument for an open world. We're reminded of the many traditions of openness and democracy that have marked the history of this city. America missed me.
The old missed me. All right, we'll put a bow on the end of this weekend here. I've got a couple more sound bites I want to run by you just to make you giggle before you get started with your weekend. It's a Friday show on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Coming up Monday morning at 6:17, will he stay or will he go? The latest on President Joe Biden and the race to November.
And at 6:47, we'll talk to a brain expert talking about how to stay cool, calm, and collected during this heated election cycle.
I'm Carla Marion.
And I'm Monty Cook. Ernie Brown is back Monday. I've got your traffic on the ones. Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton has your forecast. Steve Lamb has sports. Nicole Osei has your news updates at the top and bottom of the hour, along with your money news. And Hal J keeps us laughing.
It's all on Monday's WBAP Morning News, 5 till 9. Keep connected, DFW to WBAP.
New car shopping is exciting, but it's also frustrating when you run into the fees and charges you weren't expecting. Hi, I'm Adam Burwell, General Manager of Novak Motors, and I want to invite you to a totally new way of car shopping. Novak Motors is an off-lease return outlet. We sell gently used, well-maintained, low-mileage, one-owner vehicles that have passed a rigorous multi-point inspection. At Novak, we pride ourselves on the most honest car shopping you'll find in the Metroplex. Every day, we're putting WBAP listeners into their dream vehicles through our customer-focused, seamless car buying process. We hope that you will hear this commercial and be our next great success story.
Ask about the Drive Forever program, which gives you a lifetime warranty on your engine and transmission, and drive your vehicle for 7 days with their worry-free exchange program. Check out Novak Motors' Google reviews. All of their Google reviews are from actual customers. 183 in Bedford, novakmotors.com, or call 817-616-0722. That's 817-616-0722.
Lenny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Skip the hassle of constant cleaning and costly repairs and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. When you get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home stress-free and avoid the hassle of costly repairs. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. One of our clients, Chris, said, Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allowed us to sell our 16-year-old home without having to spend thousands on repairs. Their guaranteed offer was more than we were hoping for, and the whole process was fast. Don't worry about the inconveniences of selling your home. The guaranteed offer makes selling your home easy. I've been serving homeowners for nearly 30 years and have helped over 58,000 satisfied clients sell their home. I know what matters most: a quick sale and maximum profit. Find out what your guaranteed offer will be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Being active is important to me. As you get older, it gets a little harder every year. But if I had to get rid of all my other supplements, the one thing that I would continue to take in my life is Balance of Nature.
I've been taking Balance of Nature for a little over a year.
It is important to have fruits and vegetables, and how convenient. You got them in a capsule. Who doesn't love that? I'm going to continue to take it. Why stop something that makes you feel good?
Time's ticking on your summer savings. Splash into your summer with Balance of Nature. Go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 50% off your first set with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Don't miss out. This week's your last chance to claim this offer. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this limited time offer by using discount code DALLAS.
635 northbound and Northwest Highway. That crash still stacking you up solid to I-30, which is a 45-minute backup. Also got one I-35E northbound at Illinois Avenue. The backup on that one to Keast Boulevard. I-35E northbound at Royal Lane, a new wreck, but it is already heavy there back to Manana. And we do have a new one reported in Denton. I-35W northbound at FM 2449. That one just happened. With WBAP's First Traffic, I'm Monty Cook.
Brought to you by CarsForKids.org.
Donate your old vehicle to carsforkids.org to make a difference in the lives of kids. Free towing from carsforkids.org, plus a $50 gift card.
Carsforkids.org. Right off the car, not the kid.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there. You're not done with work yet. You've got one more segment, and then the weekend starts officially. And I don't have a special song that I play every Friday on the James Show. I have a song that I play pretty much every other Friday on the James Show because it only fits every other week.
It's Friday, and I'm broke. 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 My check don't come till next week. My check better not be show. My check don't come till next week. My check better not be show. But I'ma act like I'm rich. Act like I'm rich.
Yeah, actually, I didn't get paid this week. I might get paid next week, and this is going to be the tight week. This is that last week of the month when you get ahead at the beginning of the month. You got to pay that rent and everything, and then whatever you get after that's all gravy. And now I'm out of gravy. Oh man, how much money do you have until either next Friday or the 1st? Because we're all going to get paid basically next weekend. How much you skating by on? $300? Is that what you got in your account? How about $412? I mean, that might sound like that. Like 25-year-old me would have been fine with that. 47-year-old me has a wife and 4 kids, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Might have to turn some tricks over on Harry Hines, make ends meet this month. Before we get out of here, though, I just want to do some things to make you laugh because it's Friday, and I'm broke, yeah. But also, I want you to begin the weekend in a good mood. So let's enjoy the misery of some people who really deserve it. Chris Hayes. Someone who's never been seen in the same room as Rachel Maddow, by the way. He had a fun takeaway after Trump's speech at the Republican National Convention last night. I think he's a little too optimistic.
This is not a colossus. This is not the big bad wolf. This is not a vigorous and incredibly deft political communicator. This is an old man in decline who's been doing the same shtick for a very good long time, and it's really wearing pretty thin. And he is a beatable candidate.
Does that more accurately describe Donald Trump? Or does that more accurately describe Joe Biden? Out of the two, which one's older? Out of the two, which one has a more noticeable decline? Out of two, which one's the more compelling, energetic, youthful speaker? Like, not only does he get it wrong, like he's just colossally facing in the wrong direction all day. Check this out again.
This is not a colossus.
Yeah, it is, kind of.
This is not the big bad wolf. This is not a vigorous and incredibly deft political communicator. This is
you keep telling yourselves that. You just keep telling yourself that your guy is young and vigorous and a great communicator. And Trump's the one that's not a good communicator. Trump's not vigorous. Trump's the old man in decline. You keep telling yourself that, right? You go ahead and you can just ride that pony all the way until a 49 state landslide in November. You just go ahead. But what are they supposed to say? The truth? Well, I'm upset. We're going to get stomped on this one. We're going to get run over like a steamroller, like Wile E. Coyote in a steamroller. The other takeaway that I think you'll enjoy, though there's so many of them, was Joy Reid. She's trying to do the same thing. Oh, yeah, well, your guy got shot, but our guy got a virus. He's tough, too. Joe Biden's just as tough as Trump because he got sick.
These two men are both elderly. Donald Trump is an elderly man who, for whatever reason, was given 9 seconds to take a iconic photo op during an active shooter situation. Weird situation. We'll figure that out one day. But his survival of that and bouncing right back and going right to his convention is being conveyed in the media world as a sign of strength. This current president of the United States is 81 years old and has COVID. Should he be fine in a couple of days? Doesn't that convey exactly the same thing? That he's strong enough, older than Trump, to have gotten something that used to really be fatal to people his age.
Getting shot in the head. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as getting a virus that's 99% survivable. Sure, those are comparable things. And of all the things, seriously, in what you saw from the event last Saturday, is the controversial part the idea that the Secret Service paused for 9 seconds and let him pump his fist? After all, not that the fact that the guy's like squeezing off rounds at your president from 130 yards away, not from the fact that the Secret Service allowed such a lame security perimeter that some goober, some 20-year-old with no training can get up there, set up a shot, and squeeze off a few rounds before he's taken down. Not the fact that there's a 5'4" Secret Service agent who's just as fat as she is tall, who can't even put her gun back in a holster when it's not supposed to be drawn in the first place. No, none of this is the controversy. Can you believe they let him pump his fist? That's like the caller we had earlier, the Sean lady that was calling, like, I can't believe they let him pump his fist. That was dangerous. That was putting Secret Service in danger and unnecessarily. That's your takeaway from all this, from everything we've seen. Dude, these people, they've got to just go home and cry themselves asleep on their huge pillows. These people.
These two men are both elderly. Donald Trump is an elderly man who, for whatever reason, was given 9 seconds to take a iconic photo op during an active shooter.
Well, look, they got to get everything wrong. It wasn't an active shooter situation. We had already heard. We have the audio. The shooter is down. The threat's been neutralized. In case that there's a second shooter, whatever. But we now know that it was over. And he could have taken 9 minutes and no one would have been in any more danger. They just got to stretch, man. And if all they've got is stretches, then you need to go into this weekend in a good mood. I can't imagine a better scenario you would have now, just 3.5 months away from an election. So sun's brighter. Actually, it's nice and cool outside compared to what it usually is this time of year. What was it, like 91 today? That's awesome. 92. So that's fantastic. Your computers are working again. And it looks like you're about to see maybe the Democrat Party fall on top of themselves, punch out their candidate, and try and scramble to replace them because they're losing so bad. This is a great weekend. I hope you enjoy it. Come back on Monday. In the meantime, tell someone about the James Show. If you want to hear more, their podcast is up. It's for free. Most of the commercials are cut out. You can go to WBAP.com or the WBAP app. Find me on social media. My name's James Parker. This is the James Show. It all pops up when you search for it on wherever you're at, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you like. And tell someone about the show. Do me a favor. I got kids. This has been the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
News Talk 820 WBAP is the primary emergency alert station for North Texas. We now pause to test our emergency alert procedure. This is a test of the emergency alert system. This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. In the event of an emergency, this system would bring you important information. This test is now concluded.
I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, debunking 3 myths about fiduciaries. And you're going to be surprised about myth number 3. Myth number 1. Fiduciaries are too expensive. Not at Trajan Wealth. Our interests are aligned with yours, so we don't need to push costly investments. The more you make, the more we make. It's that simple. Myth number 2, they will only want to sell me something. Absolutely not. At Trajan Wealth, we have hearts of teachers, and it's our goal to educate and empower, not sell. And the biggest myth, myth number 3, fiduciaries are only for the wealthy. Not at Trajan Wealth. Whether you have 50 grand or 50 million, we know it was hard earned and we'll treat it as such. Let's grow together. So here's your opportunity for 100% complimentary professional Q&A. Call Trajan today at 469-579-3500. That's 469-579-3500.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment